And what's going on, you guys? And welcome again to the Shattered Throne Session 19. I'm in awe every single time we get to another number. I'm just like, man, how are we continuing this on? I love it. I hope you guys are loving it. It's been so much fun lately. So we'll just thank you so much for watching. For those who have been watching. But we are in a lot of fun and exciting things. Before I get crazy and into the recap, let's go ahead and introduce our players. Players, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Mojo, and I play Shonen Gold, a human barbarian young man.
Hi,
Young
I'm
man.
Fritos. I play Raven Falcor, the half-elf druid bartender.
I'm Textalion, and I will be playing Tydox. He is the gnome artificer.
But you
I love it. I love that it's different every time.
Every time he's been working, that is the only thing he
That's
practices.
all,
Is the
everything he
intro.
thinks about, he's like, what am I going to do differently in this intro?
That was a good one. I like that one a lot.
I love it.
Something. I heard Earth in there.
Yeah, he said something. He cut out a little bit, but I love it.
No.
I'm Zorpheus. I play Jared, a middle-aged male human cleric, single.
Single.
And looking to
Nice.
mingle.
For now.
God, I love Jared right after Ert, goes crazy. Then Jared just comes back just like super
Like, hi.
cash. Like,
Hi,
what's
my
up,
name is
y'all?
Jared.
I'm Jared. Just out here looking for some people.
We planned it this way. There is an order to things, and I think that really draws in the audience when we put those two at the end of the intro.
Yeah, it actually makes me laugh so much. But perfect. I'm Matt. I get to be an amazing dungeon master of this wonderful group of adventurers? Question mark. I'm not really sure what they are. Definitely murder hobos, as we've learned lately. But I
Allegedly.
love it. Allegedly, village destroyers. There's a lot of things that makes this wonderful group amazing. Now they are. Um, Village ransackers as they join dwarfs. Possibly, maybe. Um, the recap, if you didn't get to see last session, our group had come up to the surface and watched as the dwarven army had sieged over Andrial and began to destroy this place. We met a lovely Fagwin stone spirit who was gathering the stealth squad, known as the Hidden Leaf, to kind of bring up and bolster her defenses against the dwarves. But it seemed as though all hope was lost. Eldara led the group through the city as they fought their way into another one of the secret tunnels in their secret society to help them get to the Citadel a little bit faster. They ran through these tunnels, they listened as things were going crazy. Uh, they saw some sort of magic spell happen within these tunnels. They also found out that they lost Dr. Elizabeth when they were kind of doing other things,
Who's that?
looting and shopping, and our dear friend Elizabeth, who had a lot of story that was put
Nice
together
short.
by their wonderful Stalcon. Um, And so then they went in and they got into the Citadel. They made it to the courtyard where they meet Thurlwyn, Prince of the Grogenheim army, and the current chief. And Thurlwyn is this mighty warrior who has a crazy sword filled with the spirits of elven warriors. Uh, it's kind of a badass, super cool. But not only that, he also controls a golden dragon named Lazarax, who we find out is actually Captain Ert's brother. Or did we? Because Captain Ert didn't know that. At least Tydox remembers this information, which is super helpful. Hopefully, as exposition continues to pour out in today's episode, as this dragon and Thorwin go to siege the castle. Some other things happened in there that were wild and crazy. You'd have to go watch the last episode to really get the full effect of how menacing and terrifying this situation is. In a last effort attempt, we see Sho kind of humble his pride, begin to kind of grovel at Ert's feet so that both of them could possibly survive, all while letting Tydox know that, hey, this is a really bad situation and we need to go. And that's where we find ourselves today. In the midst of the courtyard, we have a split party. We see Thorwin and his army, along with Sho and Captain Ert, begin to ascend upon the castle itself. We see Lazarox blowing fire and bellowing different screams all throughout the city, in the Citadel, as he begins to mount his triumphant victory. We go to our four companions. We see Raven, we see Tydox, we see Jared, and we see Eldara. Just been given the command by Sho to leave and head to the Sanguine Sea. That's where we get started. So, Tydox, you just heard this information. You run over to Raven, and I mean, you had been there already, but you hear or actually, it's
We were
Raven
hiding.
that gives the information over to Sho, or from Sho. He comes over
Correct.
to Tydox,
Mhm.
Jared, and Eldara with this information.
So, do you think, now that we've seen that big dragon thing, do you think we should take Sho's advice and get out of here?
I mean, I don't. There's no chance of us winning in this battle. I'm hesitant to leave Sho and Ert. What are they gonna do? Maybe. I mean, we're relying on Ert's personality at this point.
I mean, he's fighting alongside a pretty big dragon there. That they gotta have a decent chance, right? I don't know how strong is this elf lady?
Not, at this point, I don't even know if we want to win. If this is a fight we want to win, we're supposed to be. I feel like we're supposed to be fighting for the other side.
Is actually there's a. Can Tydox roll a history check to see if there's anything like extraordinary about the queen?
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
he might be like, hey, this could give her the upper hand.
Yep.
Me. That's got a 18. Roll like poo poo.
18. You know that Queen Miria has been alive. The rumors about her that she's been alive since the beginning of time. She is ancient. It is old. It is something has kept her up and alive for years. Elves in general never die in this world by time. Time never is something that they can die. They can die by like masterpiece, but they're immortal as far as like longevity. They don't die of old age. Knowing that, you know that Queen Miria is a extremely powerful being, whether that is by status or by her actual abilities. She has been the pinnacle and the reason for the success of Andriel. And so she is like, she can probably take care of herself. I won't tell you, but with an 18, you know, like the basic things about her. With if you had anything more, there's more that you might remember about her. But she also has 7 daughters. One of them is Eldara, who's with you. So there's 6 other daughters. They're known as the Ladies of the Night. She has no male offsprings.
Red light district elves.
Well, Jared,
Well,
I don't think.
what we just.
Yeah.
As far as this being an unwinnable fight, I don't think our presence would matter much. Myria has been around since the beginning. Most historians speculate, so at the most, we would impress her with our bravery, and at worst, we would just be collateral damage for her.
Well,
That's why
what
I'm
I
worried
know
about those two.
is Ert and Show have a pretty good proclivity for getting into dangerous situations that they shouldn't make it out of and making it out of. So I think they can handle themselves. We have a bargaining chip for the other side, so if this dwarf guy finds out that we're harboring one of the princesses, that might backfire on us anyway. So I don't think alerting the this dwarf guy of our presence is a good idea.
So I
Eldara
feel
is
like we're in
also just
agreement.
like here. She just like looking at you guys. You know, she's not like in the conversation, but you know that she's like close enough where she could for sure hear what you guys are saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we're in agreement then. We have to get out of here. And were we on like is there a way for us to sneak away, or is it like a cuz
So at the
feel
end
like
of the
even
last session, you guys had noticed that there is, you know, you guys had basically come out of like a manhole essentially, but you
Yeah.
guys are in the middle of like a courtyard. As you guys have been just like hiding here, when Thurlwind like calls his troops, you notice out of the woodwork, not from where you guys were, but from like the sides and the like a bunch more things. There's like warthogs, there's bears, there's minotaurs, there's groups of different dwarven people that have like come out from like the sides. You notice that basically if you wait here for maybe just a little bit longer that you could probably leave, or that new troops will come in to like siege this court area. So you kind of have like maybe a little bit of options to like sneak away as you've seen these guys leave because they're not really noticing you at this point. But you notice if you wait here too long, that you probably would assume that more people will appear. So you have found that there's a small window right here that you could either sneak away right now while they're kind of distracted by Thorwind's commands,
and I
or
feel
try
like
to risk
that's
it.
I don't think we're in agreement that we're trying to sneak out of here. I just wondered as what the method was of like, because we came up from the manhole. Are we in a space to go back in the manhole and scoot that way, or are we closer to like the edge of this thing and we're gonna just Assassin's Creed leap of faith off this and be like, hope there's water down there. Bye.
You would know that there is water down there for sure.
How many fools can I kill?
And it's built upon. It's like a small island that you're built upon. But yes, you would also be able to go through the manhole back if that's the direction you guys want to go to. You do remember that you need to go to the Sanguine Sea that is to the east.
Right.
And I'm guessing we don't have the squirt whistle. I'm guessing Ert has that currently.
You do not.
That's okay. Okay.
That would help with their
I have the
jumping over
squistle.
the cliff option.
Yeah.
Good old
well,
squistle.
I mean, there's always other ways.
Can I be your squistle?
Falling with style. Do we ask Eldara, is there a way to get to the Sanguine Sea without going in the manhole? Can the tunnels get us there?
Well, most of the tunnels lead here to the Citadel. They lead to various places. We could go maybe halfway or close to somewhere, but we couldn't make it all the way out to the outskirts. The outskirts are far beyond my liking, at least. We'd be in the inner circle. We could go out of there at least. The inner circle being, so the citadel, the inner circle being like, you had come through like a bunch of farmland and stuff before you got to Andral proper.
You would these tunnels be able to get us back to Fagwin?
If we could find her, she made herself known by coming to Earth, but you just see her, also realizing, is he gonna murder my mother?
Not personally.
Talking about Thurlwyn, it's like she's like trying to like help you, but also process that this guy just said he's gonna, rape and murder her mom.
Right. Yeah. I mean, as I just said, all of history knows how strong your mother is. I mean, we wouldn't really be much of a help to her, and if he can do that to your mother, it would surely be done to us effortlessly. So, getting you out of here seems like the best course of action for us. Tydox adds that little point because he's still like, you're still the captive. Like,
I mean,
Right. As long as you keep me safe, that's all I care about.
we'll try.
Me too.
you help us get out, we'll have no problem.
And it's, if we can get you to Fagwin, then maybe you will at least have a chance of escaping the city.
Hi, and what of you?
Well, we can't.
Fagwin can't help
necessarily
all
leave.
of us.
We can't just leave Urt and Show. We'll have to regroup and find a way to help them. But right now, we're not doing them any favors by being a distraction. They seem to have at least a rapport with Thurwyn, so we need to get the escape route ready.
All right. The tunnels then.
Seems like the
And
best shot to me. Looks at
Let's do
Jared
it.
and Raven like, or we just jump.
Yeah. You see,
throw a pebble.
you see her like sneak past these little pillars. The door at this point is shut. As soon as you guys got out of it, it looks as if it's not even there. So you're kind of like, oh, where'd that manhole go, basically?
Yeah.
And you see her like move Earth itself to like open up it, but it's not that loud. It's all the.
Oh no!
Oh no, we lost him
froze.
again.
Technical difficulties.
Troops continue through into
Can you
Right
repeat
back.
that, Maddie? You
After the Earth moved and it wasn't too loud, you froze a little bit.
yeah, I don't know why my internet's like this. It's gonna
Maddie
drive
and
me
I swapped my Wi-Fi router with Maddie's.
yeah. So after she moves the Earth, you don't see that there's anybody who notices that you guys have this path open. It wasn't too loud, so you're able to kind of slip back into the path. As you guys go down.
There it is.
There he goes.
There she goes. One Mississippi, two Mississippi.
Where'd you go?
Oh!
Miss you so.
What does he know? Oh, look at that face though. I was let me screenshot that. Ah.
Down the path. I'm back.
So you were as you go down.
I stopped too. I saw it pause. Full on technical difficulties the whole time. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's gonna happen, but
Roll with it.
as you guys go down, you notice that the path that you originally come up to is no longer there. Now it looks like a whole new area has appeared before you guys, and so It's still very similar to like being tunnel-like, but you definitely notice as soon as you get down that there's some sort of new magic, or that the magic of the tunnels itself uh, is based upon the destination where they need to go. And so it helps her because she has the magic, is able to like manipulate the place. It's very similar to the crystal that Raven has. So it would be kind of like, this is how that crystal would work. It gives you that straight path to Heaven's Ascent.
Gotcha. That's cool. So did
Okay.
we get in there and we're safe for now?
For now, the tunnel itself is still dangerous. There are still dangers that lurk in the tunnels as precautions. But since you have Aldara, hopefully she keeps you safe. As you guys head down, you guys are pushed into, joining Thorwin and his legion into the halls of the Citadel. As they're going, you see all these dwarves. Every statue, every tapestry, every piece of, table or anything that you see them just completely ransacking this place. As they get further, you see a Minotaur start running through different like halls or buildings, rooms, like just try to cause the most amount of damage to this place as humanly possible. You know, and so they're going through this just ransacking. You see Thorwin is just like, he's got his sword to his side, but he has a hammer as well. You see him like, coming through, and he's busting through different things as he's like going through like pillars within the thing, and you hear him just kind of like singing to himself as he's going. He says, "Oh, Miria, I have come to take what's mine," as he's like singing through the halls. The sound of the dragon has now become slimmer and slimmer. Um, as you guys are going, you guys are kind of next to each other. The rest of the army kind of is doing their own thing, but you are definitely like within the middle of it. So if you guys want to talk or do anything as this is going on, you certainly can. Last couple sessions, you guys have been, at odds with each other. So
Does I've been here before, right, Captain? I think he's been in this, so he
Yep.
kind of knows the area. Does Thorwin know the area, or not really? Because this would be the first time he's been here.
Thorwin looks as though he's walking in the right area, from what you can tell. He has never been here before, but he looks as though he knows exactly where he's going.
So then I think how far away is I guess the throne, or wherever Miriam is at?
Miria, the throne rooms. So the Citadel is a big circle that
Mhm.
spirals up to each other. It's basically like two towers that spin up into silver ivory, like a root system, basically that spins up into its own little thing. You know that it's basically in the center of this place, so it's still a little bit of ways away. As he's
Is there like
walking.
multiple like doorways?
Yeah, there's definitely doors around that you see that like something that you would definitely notice as you're looking around is this place seems really empty
Mhm.
for whatever reason, especially for a place that should hold all the people that all the servants, all the like knights, everything else. This place seems very empty. uh Especially because you're a captain and you would understand like wartime, like
Mhm.
that this should be the most fortified place there. Like if any place had people in it, it should be this one.
Yeah, yeah. So then, after realize, because I'm still right next to Show, right? Like, what's kind of our relationship with everyone?
You are in the middle of this whole like conglomeration of destruction. So you guys are being like pushed forward, but it's kind of just at like, it's like you're driving in a car, and you're just in the flow of traffic. There's traffic all around you, and you guys are just going like the same speed as everything. but you guys aren't necessarily like you're going in the same direction, but you're like just in the middle of the crowd. Basically, they're pushing you along that you can't like slow down or like speed up by any means. You're just getting like pushed together with this as the army just floods the citadel, the palace.
Mhm. Then I think after realizing this, Captain would reach out to Thorwin, and I think he would say like, Thorwin, I was like, something's not right. This is where Miriam should be. We should be fighting, and this, why is it empty? I think something's not right.
Oh, I'm sure the bitch just has everyone in the throne room.
I've been
Don't
here
you
before.
worry, little dog.
Little dog. I've been here before, Thorwin, and I have an idea. There's an ambush spot that you could actually take if you take a team there. And I would point like to maybe a different, like almost like to direct him to a separate side. And because I'm like, Thorwin, I've been here before. I know the area. I know there's different ways. If you take a team there and you send another team over there, Sho and we can act as a distraction. Go right through the front door, and then you could come from the sides.
He's still kind of like skipping and like dancing, and like he's not really paying attention to you, but you suggest an ambush to him, and you see him stop, and everybody stops as he stops. All the destruction that's been going on, the whole place just stops for a second. He doesn't turn to look at you. Did I hear you say ambush?
I did.
And you feel something start to like hold up your throat that you can't really like tell, but you start to feel, like imagine like Darth Vader, like getting choked. You start
Yeah.
to feel your throat being like the life itself getting taken from you. And you hear him. He still doesn't turn to you, but he goes, do I look like some sort of coward that I won't even walk through the front door and kill this bitch on my own?
And then can I still talk?
Yeah, but very
Okay.
hesitant.
Yeah. And then I guess after kind of being, I'm not lifted up, right? I'm just like being choked,
No,
right?
you're just being
Okay.
choked. You see his hand is up.
Yeah. Little force midget, little force dwarf. And then I would be like, no, Thorwin, I would never say that.
I'm gonna kill this bitch as she has killed most of my family, all for myself. Just how I want it. And then he pulls you, where you hit the ground he like pulls you forward where you like slam onto the ground, and he says, "Remember your place, dog."
And then I'd probably like kind of get up and say, understood. I'm like, and then I would say, and let's go get her. And then I would kind of stand up a little bit. I don't know what's Thorwin doing after that.
He just continues to skip and walk, and all the destruction, as if time, like I said, it stopped on a dime, just continues flourishing through this place. Shows, what's your reaction to this?
To be honest, when starts talking to and suggesting the ambush, I think Sho has gone ahead, like just climbing up the tower, essentially.
Yeah. So as a soldier in the rank of the army, just head first, no thoughts.
He's going no, like he's trying to get straight to the queen.
Yeah.
He
I
remembers
pointed
that
out
he
where
got.
the throne room was at, so Sho I think should know.
Yeah.
And so-
Thorwin looks like he's walking just straight to the throne room.
But because like Thorwin earlier gave us permission to talk to her before he murdered her, so Sho's like making that straight like as fast as possible up to there to try to talk to her first.
Perfect. So I would say, as time had stopped, you were the only person to move. And you notice that Thorwin definitely recognizes that but he doesn't say anything or do anything to you. Um, so you've gotten probably within 5 to 10 feet of Thurlwind.
Mhm.
And Ert now is about 20 feet away from you. So 30 feet away from Thurlwind itself. But the chaos and the rage and the passion for destruction continues through the halls. They are doing a number on this place. Ert, do you want to do anything else while this is
I think
going?
after kind of seeing Show head towards the, cause Show's gotta go up, right?
Yeah, he's in front of you for
Yeah.
sure.
And then I'm pretty sure, regardless, I think at that point, kind of realizing I would like almost do a scream as like a battle cry, "Ah!" And then I would basically start bolting full on ahead,
Cool.
and to kind of like go straight into the throne room.
Give me a like, let's say performance.
Performance.
Yeah, or a
Okay.
persuasion. I'll let you choose whichever one.
I don't know if it would it matter what my action would be, or is there?
No,
Okay.
the
I
scream
guess.
itself is going to do something.
Okay, then I guess I'll do a persuasion since it's higher.
Okay.
18 plus 6 is 24.
You see a crowd of other soldiers. As soon as you have this battle cry, they begin to battle cry as well, and they're. It looks like they're themselves bolstered into their offense. You see that their destruction has now become even better as you have this war cry. Uh, you see that they just start cheering really loud as they watch you go through this. You see that they like begin to set the place on fire.
Okay.
You catch up to Show um, in pretty fast. I mean, it's like I said, you weren't that far away, but especially if you're, do you run past Show or are you just trying to catch up to him?
I think I would. I think. I think. I know Show can be faster, but I think I would probably just run next to Show. I just
Sure.
kind of meet up with Show, and then I'm imagining. Yeah, I'd probably just try to meet up with Show. Are we ahead of everyone, or are we just like?
Yep, it's
Yeah.
Thurlwind, and then you two basically right behind him, and then the wave of the army that is just piling through this place.
Oh, wait, is Throwan in front of us or behind us?
He's in front of you. He's leading the charge, so he's the very first person, going through this. And as he's going, he's destroying pillars and sides of the wall. He's like singing and dancing, and like he's got a hammer in his hands and just like full on taking out like parts of the building as
He's still a
going.
little dwarf, right?
Yeah.
Can I try
Ah.
and? What's up?
So it's like a tower, and is it like circular so it goes rounds up, or
Yep.
is it like okay? And then are there like windows on
Yep.
the sides, or how? Okay. Would it be possible for like? Would it be possible to? Is there anything outside the windows to grab onto, potentially to like scale upwards?
Go ahead and roll me a perception.
What?
I'll say it's gonna be just a regular
There's
perception.
only 4.
You wouldn't be able to really see. You can see the outside
That's a
on
nice
it.
boulder.
And something you do see with a 4 is that you see the dragon has like begun to circle this place. So you see a glimpse of his shadow as this, and you feel the tower itself begin to shake over and over and over. But as far as like, could you jump out and climb? Maybe, but you wouldn't be able to really see it. As far as you know, that this tower is very tall and endless, but it's like the way it is like a circular staircase basically, but the way you guys are going is like up like a spiral basically, like it's going like up this way instead of it like being a circle like this. There's 2 circle staircases that do this and they merge
Okay.
into a top thing. So you see these towers are basically like next to each other that now build up, and you're in the middle of the thing that what looks like he's just kind of walking through, and there's different like imagine like the Parthenon or the like how they have like towers like this, going through, and it's just like basically like an elevated, straightforward hallway is basically what you guys are walking through.
So, like, would I be able to see the other one that's going up, or is it just like it's like you couldn't see the other stair elevator?
You can see them, but like you guys are in, like, imagine there's like a tower here, and there's a tower here, and then you guys are in the middle in another building basically that is like two towers that are like, it's like a root system, is how I described it. So like it's like roots of a tree that are like building up into like a bigger tree, basically. But it's like silver and it's building. It's not wood. It's like, stone, quartz. It's very marble-like, as a clear path. And so it's like just the whole tower itself is like a giant root system of like little tiny spots. And you guys are in there's two giant like root systems that go up the tower, and then you guys are going like up an elevated just like hallway.
So Sho wants to get ahead of Thorwind, preferably sneakily, without him noticing. Whether that's climbing, like going to one of the towers and then trying to get back or something like that, but he's trying to essentially get ahead of him.
Okay. Roll me a stealth.
Okay.
Or are you gonna follow follow Sho?
I wouldn't be able to sneak away. I was wondering if I could run ahead of Thorwin, be faster than him since I'm a big old dragon, big old leggies.
You notice he is a dwarf, but he is surprisingly fast. You would definitely notice that people aren't just like passing him just because they have longer legs. Like there's a Minotaur and other stuff. But you could try to roll, or not roll, but you could certainly try to get in front of him.
What was that? Is that Zorfius?
Zorfius.
He's having internet problems too. No.
They pulled me to AFK.
Oh, no. Back.
Anything.
Sho, what'd you roll on your stuff?
I rolled a 16 total.
Okay. You seemingly disappear. You can climb, the sides, or you can begin to you basically start stealthing in front of Thorwin. You don't feel like he notices you. But again, you remember him staring at you. So he definitely knows that you're there. Like he felt your presence earlier, and you remember what that felt like. You don't seem to feel that same thing.
Okay.
But you know that he has some sort of ability or thing to just sense your presence. And so you disappear. You begin to kind of start weighing in through, different rooms. You kind of sneak off. Everyone's kind of distracted, so they're kind of not really paying attention, but you're able to kind of maneuver into the front. I'll say you're about 30 feet in front of him, but in a different path. Thorwin again is just kind of smashing things. You go to try to pass him, and you see that as soon as you get close to him, that same feeling of there's something that's trying to hold you back as you get close to him. There's something around him that is you have divine sense, right?
Sense, yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you have to use it, but you would remember, even without using the ability, you would feel that there's some sort of energy around him, just from having the ability, and it feels crazy.
Can I do command without somebody knowing?
No.
No? Okay.
But you can use command if you want, and if he fails it.
I didn't want to do. I wanted him to be trip as a command to go. Imagine. But if I can't do it without him knowing, then
big scary dwarf who is
It was a simple
mighty
one.
warrior.
Trip. That was it.
I
No, I
love
just
it.
thought.
I love where your mind's at, dude.
No,
Keep it
that's
up.
fine. So then I guess at this point I'm just running side by side with Thorwin, or maybe a little bit behind him at this point. I'm trying to, and then Show's obviously trying to like get all the way up top.
Perfect. But you feel you can't go past him is what the big
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
is that you feel. You feel that there is something, I'll just say something dark surrounding him.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you know, but your camera's not on. I don't know if you're still here, but
Yo.
Yo.
you guys continue to press ahead. We're gonna go back to we're gonna kind of back and forth this thing. Raven, Tydox, and Zorpheus, and Jared. Jared, Tydox, and Raven, and Eldara. You guys get into this new tunnel. You guys are walking through, and honestly, you're kind of lost. It feels though that like Eldara is just kind of running. You know that, like I mentioned before, it's kind of like Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, as that maze is just shifting back and forth over and over as you guys are kind of running. You see just like parts of the wall. She's like running straight at the wall, and right before she hits the wall, the wall opens up, and you guys going. And she is running fast. I'm gonna need all of you guys to roll a survival as you're going.
Oh boy.
I don't think I'm good at that.
Go potty.
I'm not terrible at
You
that.
guys are doing yours.
Ooh.
I'll keep his.
I'm terrible at that.
19.
Yeah. I look
19?
good and then
7.
Ooh,
8.
11, 8.
I got an 8.
Jared and Tydox, you guys are, Tydox, it says you're kind of shorter. I know you're in your suit of armor, but you're like, it's hard. It's really hard to keep up the conditions of this place. She's like going, but it's a lot further ahead. You guys take 3 points of damage as you guys are going. Raven, you don't take any. You're kind of keeping up.
Okay.
It feels more natural because you're an elf, so you're able to kind of like almost see in between the lines of things that are happening as you guys are going. You're able to keep up. Everybody else, you're almost lagging behind a little bit as the walls and you start to feel things kind of like grip at you as you're going, as if those who get lost in these tunnels live here forever. Okay. You guys get to a stopping spot. Eldara stops for a second. It looks basically to the left and to the right. And she looks at you guys and says, "We're getting close. Almost halfway through the tunnels as far as we could go. We could either go north, which would be probably the furthest away from the dwarves, or we could go south, which would be a little quicker. But dwarves may be there."
Well, before we exit, is there a place that we might take a short rest or find some supplies, like pop up into an armory or a workshop or something that could give us the upper hand in a upcoming battle that we will need to get to the end of this? Dang. Can you look at the camera when you do that? Look delicious. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, here's a hot Cheeto corn dog.
That's
I love it.
Hot Cheeto
nutty.
corn
I'm
dog.
sorry. I lost it. I was in it and I was like,
Sorry.
An
He's in,
armory.
then he's out.
We could. Most of the supplies would have been in the Citadel, but we could go north.
Is-
There might be
well-
something there that we could do.
I mean, we have a few spellcasters here. Well, not really. It's low magic, so I'm not entirely sure what Jared fancies, but he
These are
could be
divine
learned in
miracles,
knowledge.
excuse you.
Okay. Well,
We the Steel Forge, Ivan's. He would have some supplies that would certainly work. He's a talented blacksmith. Or Well, if we need to go to the Cosmic Divide, there is in the south side something of either nature. Do you choose?
Which, sorry, which ones were they?
Up
North
north
Basic Camouflage.
is the Steel Forge, Ivan Steel Forge's Surge. And then at the south end is Ludwig's Cosmic Divide. It would be like a magic shop.
So, I mean, that
So-
seems like it would be the most beneficial for us, but that's also the short path, which makes me think it's the most dangerous. But
It
that's
is
just...
the most dangerous. So the south, I will tell you, south is more dangerous. North is slower, less dangerous. And she basically is either like left or right. North is left, right is south, and whichever one. It would take a little bit longer to go north, hoping that maybe whatever happens with Ert and Show that they can catch up. South side, you would probably be to the thing would see a little sooner. However, the path is going to be a lot more dangerous.
Which the armory could have something.
Steel Forge Surge would certainly have stuff as well. So it's like a steel shop, armor, swords, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, at full strength, even I don't think we can take on a lot of battles, and so going south might be a little dangerous, even if we get better stuff.
Well, it does seem like it is the more desirable, but I don't know how.
Also,
No point in fantasizing of the treasure at the end if we can't get there, right?
who knows how long Show and Ert are going to take in doing that stuff. That could be a very long battle. So I think we got time to get out of here safely.
Well, maybe there's something I can craft us at the magic shop that would find a way to help them at the armory. I would find a way to help them. Maybe get us an expedient route out. I think a safer, slower route north.
I'm fine by that. Jared, what do you think?
I'm all for the safer route, especially since I'm not sure if Ert and Show will come back. I feel like we need to consider that option, considering they're participating in one of the possibly greatest sieges of our lifetime.
We are all participating in the greatest siege of our lifetime, Jared. And
Possibly ever.
it's no, it's fair. And it's unclear how we will make it out. So, are you with us and helping get a foothold so we can get Show and Ert out safely with us?
Team shirt.
Oh. Your shirt just dropped.
Just
Oh, yeah, oh, I suppose so. I don't think we can really disavow what we're doing at this point. So we're
well,
in for the long haul, I suppose.
we've still kept this princess alive for a while, and she seems to be leading us in a reasonable direction. Right, Eldara?
I've kept my word.
And if we get out of this, then maybe we can get you somewhere where you won't end up with your mother as a pile of bodies.
Well, if you're leaving the city, I would certainly like to come with, if you'd allow it. If
Well,
they do the unspeakable things that the dwarves are known for, I would just be next.
that is true. But traveling with us isn't always much better. Um, so maybe we try to get you to Fagwin on our way out. Maybe she can keep you safe. Or if you like to stay with us and take your chances, we'll see what Captain says about that.
I heard you needed an entrance into Heaven's Ascent. My mother's not the only one who knows things.
Well,
What do you know?
More when we get a chance. I'd love to share.
Wait, camera died.
all right. Well, let's take us north to this weapons armory and see if we can figure a way out of this.
Ivan's a dear friend of mine, so hopefully this works out. And she runs. You guys begin to run left side. So the left, you guys run again, very similar. The path begins to open and close, and she's kind of running in a straight line. When you guys came before, you guys had to like kind of turn and thing, but because she knows where she's going, and she's just like running straight left. And in this path, but she'd be bobbing and weaving, but the path itself begins to open up for her. So you get to the door of you basically see in front of you a large door, gilded, golden. You can only assume that on the other side of that door is the throne room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thurwin doesn't seem to have noticed you yet, but you are a little bit out in front of him. The door is probably coming up about 60 feet in front of you.
Sometimes when there's big doors, they have little doors. Is there could I perceive if there's a little door or something to sneak through?
These look like, even with just a 0 perception, these look like two massive doors. And it doesn't look like there's two little doors that are on top of it. However, it looks like there's a hallway. As you get closer, you can kind of see that it bends over to the left and to the right. There looks like there's a like door, kind of like a closet maybe, that you might be able to like get into that other room. Similar to how you got into how you guys, you guys came to the front door, but how some of your friends got into Elysium's castle. That there might be like a kitchen or something that's like close to the throne room that may be able to connect. You may get there before Thurwin. Who knows? But you do see that the door is shut.
Okay, let's go for the left side, see if I can find the way in through not the main gates.
Okay, give me a survival check.
Natural 20.
Perfect. You find a perfect door right for it. It looks to be shut. As you get there, you like grab onto it a little bit. It's stuck for a second, but just your pure adrenaline and strength, you open this door off its hinges, and you're able to sneak inside what looks to be a servant's quarters. That is able to kind of just like sneak in between into the throne room, kind of like a servant's it's like a small hallway, but it looks as though like servants would be able to kind of like come in and out for them to just kind of like hang in there. But you do find this while you're in here.
Okay. Showa tried to go like straight for the throne room, so I'm not sure if maybe there's anybody in here or if he just can kind of tell which way he's going.
You don't see anybody. And so you go in and you open the door, and as you get in there, you see a throne that's made of like crystals, huge, freaking throne, like the biggest, like the tower itself, the citadel, massive, right? The throne itself looks to be this like elaborate, beautiful crystal that is like almost molded itself into existence. And about 20 feet up in the air, you see she kind of looks like a kid, I'll be honest. Elven woman, Very youthful, short. Looks to be like if because it's the first time you've ever seen her, she looks like a child. She looks like you know that she's very youthful though, like silvery hair, and you see on top of her a massive crystal crown in the shape of a moon on top of her head. Uh, you would only assume that it's probably Miriam Moonlight,
Um,
and she looks just like unbothered by anything that is happening.
I think Shell kind of like sprints in, then I think looking at when she looks at her and sees that she's unbothered, I think he kind of like uprights, and just kind of like, kind of slides, like, oh, like, hold on a second, like, and he's like, y'all know you're getting, like, invaded, right?
You, sir. You're from Elysium, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
What manners are you that you don't even address your queen?
Oh, I'm just kind of in a rush.
And why is that?
Oh, 'cause, that dwarf prince, Thurwin, he's, like, right out the door. He wants to rape and murder you.
You see her, like, laugh, and, oh, dwarfs. Don't you realize how long I've lived? Do you think
From
this
what
is the
I've-
first time?
Yeah, from what I've heard, it's been a while. So maybe this is no concern to you. But I just wanted to, I do need a piece of information from you, and I do know where your daughter, Aldara, is, which maybe you're not interested in, though, so maybe I'll just leave.
Oh, Eldara, who's in the tunnels, running towards, looks to be, northeastern side.
Good, you already know where she is.
I see all, actually. And she looks at you, and you feel as if she sees everything you've ever been through, seen, done. Like, it's so invasive as she, like, for the first time stares at you. You see that she sees, like, if, like, to describe it, she feels like she sees, like, every lifetime you've ever lived. Um, your skin begins to crawl immediately. It's very eerie.
Okay. Well, there goes my plan. Well, I guess you don't need my help then, though, right? You're good?
What help do you offer, little one?
Well, that depends on if you can tell me how to get into Heaven's Ascent and tame the dragon. And I'll let you know what I can do.
You had to tame my dragon.
Yeah.
And how would you go about taming a dragon?
So I'm asking you. Because you know, I think.
Show, is it? You
Yeah.
didn't tell her your name, obviously, and she's like, Show, is it?
Yeah.
Do you plan to wrestle said dragon to its bitter core?
No, I'm actually not.
How about talking to it? She's fickle, she is.
Fickle. Yeah, I was planning on talking to her, though.
Do you speak the tongue of the dragon?
Nah, but I know a couple people who do.
Oh, she only speaks to the strong. And their will must be right. She's fickle, as I said. I don't know where our paths crossed, but I'm sure she would love to talk to you. She looks you over. I think you would do just fine. Do you wish to talk to her?
Yeah, I would.
You feel your mind get touched in a different way than obviously you ever have. I mean, you're not very like intellectual. You feel as though something just touches the top of your head, and then your tongue, and you know now Draconic.
Okay, cool.
So I'll add it to your character sheet.
Um,
But you
what?
feel as though you're perfectly uh, fluent in this language of dragons.
Whoa. Oh, that's a trip now.
Um,
Oh.
you also, as you're sitting there, you had heard the screams of the roars of the dragon.
Mhm.
You now hear him talking as he's going, and it's very painful. Uh, this was not a fun process, I'll be honest.
So the dragon's in pain, or he? Wait, or
You
sorry.
hear Lazarox up in the
Uh-huh.
sky,
Mm-hmm.
flying around,
Mm-hmm.
killing people, and
Oh,
you hear him like being very joyful.
Okay.
And are you holding the bag of holding or still, or is it
Hydox has the bag of holding. Yeah.
okay? Sweet. But you begin to hear Lazrock's voice for the first time. It is scary.
Well, Shell just I think is kind of like taken aback by that because I feel like that's like a lot of
Oh, it's a lot.
knowledge for him, you know, like it's like
Yeah.
oh Jesus. So I think he's like oh, and he's just like well, thank you. Wow, this is not how I was expecting this to go. So we just like can walk up to Heaven's Ascent, or I think you already know what we've been trying to do. I'm sure you probably have seen everything. It seems like.
I have gathered that you're here for me, much like our friend, but your intents seem pure.
Oh yeah, we're not like that other guy. He has a much different intention, like a lot different actually intention. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that will be arranged soon.
Yeah. So you know anything about these artifacts then?
Turkey. They are hidden from my sight.
Doesn't
However,
surprise me.
she points to your, smear and stuff. It says, or like the ring, that you have on you.
Mm-hmm.
And she points to it and she says, I see you carry Mimir's drop deer. What
I
a fun
do.
battle that was.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be willing to take something and increase it to give you at least some sort of advantage in your upcoming wars.
You mean, and Show, I think he's like, you mean this? And I think he hands it to her.
You'd have to like toss it to her. She's up in the air.
Throw it to her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You toss it up into the air, and it extends out, and she zaps it with lightning as it pulls down. It is now given a lightning effect on Drop Deer.
Okay, cool.
As it like, so that the ring flies up in the air and it like pops open, and she just like casually, enhances it, and so now you do lightning damage on top of. I think I'll add it to your sheet.
Okay. Shell, I think, as the green comes down and catches it, I think he suddenly is very aware of like how out of his league he is. And I think pretty defeatedly he would tell her, Queen, I don't think I'm gonna be any help to you, to be honest. I know I talked a big game right now, but I don't think I can match up to this.
Of course you can't. I am but a god. You are just mortal. No one shall ever touch me or anything that I've gone through. But do stay around for the show.
Oh, I think I will. But I'm gonna go do it over there, hidden in the shadows. And show, I think, takes off.
She goes, "Ta-ta. Hope you find what you're looking for, young one."
Mm. We'll see.
And as you kind of hide, give me one more stealth check.
13 plus 3, 16.
16, perfect. Just as you go to the side and hide, you see Thurlwyn. You see the door basically explodes open, and Thurlwyn comes, as if nothing, can stop him. And he goes, "Queen Miria! Oh, how I've longed for this time." You see Miria goes back to her casual, just like demeanor, bored, even as if she doesn't even care that this is happening. Ah, yes. Which Strongjaw are you? I am Prince Thurlwyn Strongjaw, here to finish my father's will. I have come to take what's mine, you whore. You see her chuckle. Yes. And how many of your kind have I killed already? Thurlwyn, he says, "Ha, you greedy bitch, think you can outsmart me? I have come with a dragon this time." She goes, "Tisk, tisk, tisk. How unfair. I didn't use my dragon this time. Do you think you can use yours?" You will never learn that I am far beyond you, little one. You bitch. And you see he winds up his hammer and then throws it. And you see her catch the hammer and crush it immediately. You have walked in at this time too, and you've seen this. His army is back, and for the first time, his army looks like completely shocked. How are you reacting to this?
Let me guess. He's
You're
muted.
muted.
The same way when dropped through the vent and was like, "Hey, what's
Exactly
going
what
on?"
Because I know Queen Miriam too,
Yeah.
and I know everyone, and so Captain Urt is probably gonna roll in there, and he's like, "Hey, Queen Miriam."
Myria.
Yeah,
Queen
it's
Miriam, was it Miriam?
But yeah.
Hey, Queen Miriam.
Arithadio, have you come with your tail between your legs and switched sides already?
No. Actually, I was trying to get some information, and it was probably the fastest way with these dwarfs.
You notice for the first time, Sho is not in front of you or around you.
Yeah.
And so Sho's nowhere to be seen at this point. And so she looks at you and goes, "And what is it that you want?" And Thurlwyn, keep in mind, is pissed. He just launches his hammer at her. She crushes it immediately. Thurlwyn is also the scariest looking person that you've ever met, and she's treating him like a child.
So after so actually, we kind of want to talk to you about getting into Heaven's Ascent.
Popular place, I see. And Thurlwyn, you start to feel the choking as you are talking to her, and Thurlwyn's just pissed. So you start to feel that Thurlwyn's choking you at this point.
Is he pissed at me, or is he just kind of pissed at the situation? He's kind of taking it out.
Okay. The situation, and you're the one that he's directing at because he just launched his hammer at her.
Yeah. Okay.
And, she doesn't.
And then I can kind of feel it, but it's not too bad right now, right?
Yeah.
But I know it's happening. Okay. And then so I guess I was like, well, I was wondering, since we need to go to Heaven's Ascent, and there's a I think is it your dragon?
I, my dragon, a sweet
We
little angel.
We
She's been
think-
a real fickle bitch lately, actually.
well, we think she might have some artifacts in her lair, and we were kind of hoping to get in there.
Well, she is a collector of strange things. I can't blame her. I've given her Heaven's Ascent just to play. And Throw It is like, like at this point pissed. Hey, dog, shut your mouth while I kill this bitch.
And I was like,
And you see that he calls his army into this thing. They start like crashing through the thing, and you see Myriad's just like, I just got those redone. And you see that this Minotaur begins to charge like her throne that's made of crystal. He like lowers his head and just runs straight at it to try to like knock her down. And as it runs, you see that it gets close enough to her that it disintegrates. Show, you're watching this as well. This whole thing kind of thing. You see that it goes, it just turns into butterflies as it just flies away into a bunch of different things. As Myria just like, again, unbothered. You don't see that she has moved any like hand or any like has done any sort of like spell casting or anything like that. That just simply running into her presence has like transformed this Minotaur into some sort of butterflies as they just like sink away. This pisses Thurwin off even more. You can continue to talk to Myria if you want, but just know Thurwin is not a happy camper right now.
Yeah, and like I said, he's still not pissed at me, just at the situation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I should. The dragon said had wings. Hold on. And then so. And then I guess I would. So, Miriam, do you how do we get to Heaven's Ascent?
She like again is unbothered. She's also like Thurwin is just like screaming at her at this point, just like, and she's
it's like a child is
completely,
screaming.
yeah, she's just completely ignored him, and this is like unbothered, looking at you just as like, you already have the answer to that.
What's that?
I'm sure your friends will know.
Okay. Thank you, Queen Myria.
Anything else before I deal with this nuisance? Deal with me. Bitch, I have come to take what's mine. You are nothing. I have come to finish my father's work. You see it, he begins to cast some sort of demonic spell. As he cuts open his arm, you see this blood begins to pour out onto the ground into some sort of circle. As he begins to laugh, you begin to see the blood kind of seep towards you a little bit, and you should probably move.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I think I was gonna say, is it still? Has it loosened up at all? Or is it still like really tight?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
So
to intercept when so because I now speak Draconic, I would as Theowen is casting his spell, I think I'll like kind of like whisper in Draconic to to see if he like to help him find me, I guess, and so, like try to tell him to like come to me.
You hear a whisper of Draconic from a voice that you are somewhat familiar with, but because it's a Draconic,
It's so
it's
weird, yeah.
It's weird, But you do hear Shell say something.
then I think because you said Miss Miria asked if I wanted anything, I said no, thank you for your time, Queen. I bid you adieu. All right, I bid you well and good fortune.
At remember our deal as you begin to leave. Walk away.
And I'm just
Uh,
gonna enter with just like little shimmy, little dragon shimmy away, and then he was, and then Ert's probably
Dragon
gonna
love boy.
look
Dragon
for I'm gonna try and find out like locate where the voice was going and just kind of like
yeah, you head off into
migrate
that
away from the
direction.
situation.
Yeah. Thurwin also has begun this like demonic spell. The blood off his thing, he drips it into this like circle, this like pentagram that's on the ground. It begins to bleed out into this thing. As you start hearing him laugh. And again, Miria looks just unbothered by anything that is happening. And you see that he begins to summon a gigantic blood knight that appears from his blood that looks like it crawls out of what appears to be the Nine Hells. So some sort of portal appears below Thurwin, and you see like a hand reach up that's chained, and it has this gigantic sword as he pulls up, and he like pulls himself from the ground itself. And you see in front of you like a 30-foot tall black knight. I mean, you thought honestly the dragon was scary. This is like scary in the other sense of horror. Like this thing looks as though like you can smell the undead from it. You can see that it's like bones and like flesh is like tearing off of its body. Like this is more like that kind of horror than it is like pure just like fear, if that makes sense. As you guys see this knight appear, you see shows kind of hiding on the side over there as this knight has crawled itself out of the ground and now is staring at Miria as these two titans look at each other.
And then so I would go over to Show then. Is Show kind of hidden like behind a pillar? Can they see us after we meet up?
It doesn't look same thing that I told Show. It doesn't look like anybody's looking at you guys. You
Okay.
definitely could know that when Thurwin is like the villains. You definitely know that Miria knows where you guys are at.
Yeah. And then I guess after meeting up with Show, let's get out of here.
You don't want to watch the fight?
Alright, that's what I'm gonna do.
Is that
Let's find a good safe spot just in case.
let's is there like, so I assume I kind of went back towards that servant store maybe that
Yep,
I was
I did
at.
too.
So like maybe we like kind of like sneaking or like peeking around like the edge to see.
Yep. So you guys go into to get show of this like hopefully insane anime fight that's about to go down. And this knight just stares at Miria. Miria is still sitting on her throne, has not moved, has not done anything. Again, like I said, Miria looks like a child. So it's like imagine like an 8 or 9-year-old little girl.
Lollipop.
Yeah, just like looking at this thing, unfazed by any means. And so, you guys get into this little section. Thurwin has like, the blood has like dripped out of his hand. You see him kind of like, he's. I have reached the dark arts, Miria, all to slay you and take what's mine. I will be the first to penetrate that body.
Ew.
He's a freak, I know. I'm sorry. and you see him, uh, you know, he does a little war cry. He blows his horn, and you see that the entire army begins to like start running at her in this like throne room, and you see the knight, slowly pulls out his gigantic berserk sword, like huge great sword, and he goes to like slice at her. Um, and then you see her, unbothered. Miria just looks. He goes, "Fine, that you die where your fathers have died. Your forefathers have died. His dad's still alive. Your forefathers have died." And the knight goes and she catches the sword just in her two hands, and shatters it. And then, the knight runs and goes to try to like kill her. You see her start to like float into the air, and levitate, and you see her stab the knight right with her hands and rip out its heart and crush it immediately. The rest of the guys begin to come, and she, even with a low Arcana, I'll let one of you guys roll an Arcana if you want, to kind of see exactly what's going on. But I know both of you guys aren't really magical divine at all, so.
Oh yeah, get ready for this. It's gonna be bad.
Well, I think it'd be, yeah, I'll try.
Oh wait, I actually got an 18.
Let me see what I got.
Normally,
got
Arcana is like perception, where I'm like, I rolled a 3,
Yeah.
and then I have a -2.
What did you roll?
I got a 4.
Even with the 4, you still
Plus
notice.
1, so I got a 5.
So 5 especially, you still notice. I'll tell you, you Ert first. You remember Elizabeth was able to like manipulate the weave of magic around her. You remember that like detail, and you remember that that's like a unique thing. That's not like something that's like every person who manipulates magic can do. It's a very special thing. It is weird, and you see that she begins to manipulate the weave around her. You see this like, ethereal like existence that's going on in here, as she's like swirling around, as she's like, she begins to float and start like walking on air, as if nothing has happened, to like go and stab this guy right in the throat or in the heart and pull it out. Show, you see that, you see like runes and other stuff begin to appear that you don't really understand, and it is so overwhelmingly magical, and the sheer power that you feel, like you said it even before, that it's so far out of your like realm of like understanding for this stuff. You take 3 points of psychic damage at just the sheer uh, like I don't want to say Show's ever like afraid by any means, but this would be like the closest that I think you would ever feel to being like finding true horror. Like the seeing the dragon, seeing the Black Knight, were like scary. This is like, power that is beyond understanding, that is so overwhelming that, this is why this being has been alive for so long, is that she's this like crazy, insane magic wielder that has bends the magic around her, in such a
Shell,
way.
like under his breath, is just like, how do you even punch that? Like,
Yeah.
what do you even do with that? He's just like, it's fucking impossible.
Grapple this? What do you
Yeah, how do you fucking
He's like, the dragon, I could.
Dragon's big. I can fucking
I can
wrap
fucking
around.
get on that bitch, like, like what the
Where's-
fuck you gonna
where's
do
the
against
jaw?
mind magic? Like, what the fuck? She's just gonna fucking slam me against a wall.
You see as she like has like grabbed the heart out of the thing. The rest of the beasts and dwarfs that are around her, that they only know the command of Thorwin, which is to like go and try and kill her. You see that she like has begun this weave around this magic as she's just like floating in the air, and you see that she just like casts this beam that surges throughout the thing that misses you guys because she's not purposely trying to hit you, but you see that it is completely disintegrates every single person within this area except for Thurwin, who has like brought out his sword and has just like held the magic against the sword, and you see that he's just like, you know, using the sword as like a shield to like push it all back as the rest of like hundreds of, you know, people in this area have just like piled in and have been completely destroyed in a matter of like seconds. You know, it is so overwhelming as you guys have watched this like happen. This is probably the best time to like leave now that the legions have gone. However, if you want to stay and watch her kill Thurwin, you're totally
Maybe.
there as well.
Patty described the whole thing.
Yeah. But this is the best chance at leaving is this little area of things.
Yeah, but like, give me a second. I'm trying to think.
Or is this a good time to segue back to the other side?
If you guys want, I'll segue back to the other side. If you
Segue back that
I
way.
didn't think about that for a second.
All right.
Oh,
You saw some crazy shit. So I get it. Raven, Tynox, and Jared, you guys have been led to the left side. You guys see light at the end of the tunnel as you guys head off. Again, similar situation in a cellar. You guys begin to climb above, back into the forefront of this area up in the north east. Okay. As you get up there, again, it's pretty empty. Again, this whole place has felt empty, which has been weird for you. Why is there no people here? When you guys first got here, there was people. What has happened? You know. What do you guys do?
yeah. What do you think we do?
What's around?
Yeah, what do we see?
As you guys kind of into like another little cellar of like boxes and other stuff. You guys climb out of the cellar and you guys are looking outside. The streets feel safe here. There doesn't feel like there's any dwarfs or anything like that. You do begin to hear the rustling of armor, however, but you can't tell what it is yet. You just hear that somebody is coming.
I think I hear something
yeah.
out there. Maybe soldiers coming. Don't know which side. Do we risk going out, or we wait for them to pass?
I'd like to see who might be out there. Who we're dealing with before we step out.
Aldara also looks at you guys and is like, we're very close to Ivan's as well. It's just right down yonder. Points across the street, basically.
It's across the street.
So we could try to sneak our way through, or if you want to just come out in the open.
Well, I'm decent at sneaking around a bit, so I could try to take a look out for us.
Okay, Raven, go ahead and roll me a stealth.
I got a +2, so if either of you have better, feel free to object.
I know. It's like a negative one. Yeah,
I actually do have +3. I'm technically stealthier.
Either
I
way,
like
both of you guys.
I like the idea of
Sure.
you sneaking around in your robes and like
Well,
still...
he just walks normally. He
Yeah.
walks like he belongs there.
Yes, just act like you're supposed to be there. No one's gonna question it.
Exactly.
Alright.
He just walks across the street.
Well, do you want to interrupt my heroics and overtake it, or are you gonna let me
Yeah.
sneak?
He's just gonna go. He's just gonna start walking across.
I think both of you guys roll a stealth.
All right.
I'll describe what happens.
Oh,
Whew.
it's the same exact roll as last time.
I
What
got
did you roll last time? An 8?
It went from 17 to a 3, so I got a 6.
6, and then what'd you roll?
I got a 9 total.
Perfect. Neither one of you guys are great. Do you
It
hear like
normally works.
the Mission Impossible music is going on, just like da 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 da, and then you see Raven just like peek his head out, and then he like begins to like he's like looking to the right, and then begins to like slowly walk out the thing, and then you see Jared just like opens the door normally and just like, what are you doing, man? And both of you guys walk out, and you guys are looking to the right. To the left is that suit of armor. Those the guys. You've run into the back of an elven warrior woman, and you run into the back of her, Raven, and you just kind of like, classic like slip into her as you're like kind of looking to the right. You like hit her over to the left. She turns around and she's like, immediately grabs you, and then grabs Jared, and he says, "Hey, Kilona, that's too, well," and she looks at you and she's like, he's kind of, looks at you sexually, and there's also a human. What do we do? And then Kilana, you see this like beautiful elf, long dark brown hair. She's wearing a suit of armor that's got like the crescent moon on it, just like under a symbol. You see it's like very silver. She's wearing silvery hair, or like silver like jewelry around her. She has this huge long sword and a shield on her, as well as she's like, is like gathering the troops, and the rest of them have like armor on as well, but they're all like lesser. Like she has really fancy like ethereal armor, as she's like has been gathering her troops basically into the courtyard, and you see that this elf like grabs you and she like looks at you, it's like, oh, and then you see Kilana, "Aye, who goes there? Are you friend or foe?"
Well, to be honest, I'd hope neither. We're just in town visiting before this whole siege broke out, and just trying to find our way out.
Roll me a persuasion or a deception. Either way, I think it's probably more of a persuasion, but
11.
11. She's not really convinced, but you're in good hands. Tydox and Eldara, do you guys head out? Eldara's gonna do what you do. I asked that question if I'm not playing Eldara.
Because it's the elves, right?
Yep.
But we don't. Our group has not seen this group yet. Like this isn't the Hidden Leaf. These are just another like squad.
They're called the Starfall, but you don't know that yet.
I still don't know that. Okay.
The Starfall Knights, but
and where are we in? Well, I think
the
we
map,
would-
you're in the northeast.
Are we in the outer
edge.
circle? Okay.
Yeah.
we're not on the
You are
on.
right here.
way over there. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So, yeah, I think we would come out, and I would tell Eldara, like, well, we don't necessarily have to involve them, but also there's no point in sending them into their deaths. So, if you're staying with us, then maybe you distract them to get them to go somewhere else.
She nods, and she walks out, and then is immediately like, "Oh, Kielona," and then you see Kielona runs up to her, and like like holds on to her, and then she like grabs her face, and then she's like, "Where on earth have you been, lady?" Um, and then Eldar's like, "Stop, like, please, like, stop this," And Kielana's like, "I've heard you've been missing. Are these your rescuers?" Yes. And she looks at you, Tydox. Like, you now owe her. Like, or like we're even. Is what she looks at you like. Uh, yes, they are my heroic saviors. Wasn't for them, I would be dead. And then you see the other knight let go of you, Raven, as Kilana has like now ordered them to like let go. She says, "Your mother, has she?" And Altara's like, "I have no idea." Basically, it looked bad last time I saw it. As they're kind of talking back and forth to each other. Do you guys say or do anything to them?
I I think we don't necessarily need them anymore. So,
No.
well, Eldar,
You
feel
also
free.
don't know what happened in that
Yeah,
the thing. You don't know that Miria just obliterated the entire army, basically.
yeah.
Just keep that in mind.
Eldar, feel free to stay here with them, but we need to get to the shop and regroup so that we can go back for our friends. Like you
I,
said, it didn't look good when your mother was the only one left on the against that onslaught.
I'm sure she's. She looks at Kilana, and Kilana feels. She says to the queen, and then nods at Altara, and she's like, "Ladies, the Starfall Knights must protect our queen." And you see that they um, kick their heels, and they all get on white stallions in the middle of the thing, and they say, "We ride to Our Lady," and then they begin to stomp out of there. Aldara looks to you guys and says, "This is the best I can do, but I shall help you at least get into Heaven's Ascent."
Well, we need to know how to get around that dragon, and we need to know how to get in. So, can you solve either of those
Well,
for us?
the dragon won't hurt me because I am blood for it. So we'll solve that problem. To get
Will
into
it hurt
Heaven's
us?
Ascent. Oh, what'd you say? Will it hurt you?
But will it hurt us? That's the part
as
we
long
care about.
as
Does-
long as someone can talk to it, I'm sure we'll be fine. Um, I do know the password to get in as well, but it is only spoken in Sylvan. Do either of you speak Sylvan?
No. No, but I can memorize things pretty decently.
Aye. Well, it looks as though I'll be needed after all.
I mean, if you want to stick
So-
around with this, yeah, we'll always take the extra help. And you're kind of in this situation because of me. So for better or worse, I'm quick to forgive.
I'm sorry for our desperation. I'm sure you can hopefully see by now that it was never meant for ill intent. It just was silly. I'm sorry. I know
Well-
that's not enough, but
Well, just like this some dwarf we know and your mom, I think it's important to ask consent.
aye, that it is. um, let's see if Ivan's around. And she heads off to Ivan's steel forge surge. And you guys walk into this blacksmith like guru like fanatic place. You know, it's just like perfect little, you know, blacksmith. You hear this, you hear the chink, chink, chink.
Well, we're still live.
Um,
You can't say that.
Yeah, my bad. You hear this guy pounding on some sort of metal as you come in. And then you see Eldara come in and say, Ivan, uh, we have guests. You see a gnome actually working in here, and he's just pounding away at this thing. So Tadok's very similar to you. You see this guy, he's got these like big old glasses that, just like Tadok's has, but he like flips him up. You see that his like face right here is like clean, and everything around it is like extremely dirty. He's got a huge beard. Uh, he looks like he's been just like unbothered by anything that's been going on, and just like, oh, wartime means more work for me, baby. What's up? And he's like, hey, how you doing, princess? It's good to see you. At least alive. Say, can I get you a bit of steel? Maybe for my friends. And then she looks at you guys. What do you want?
What do we want? Sheesh.
So the way
Last
this
time
will
was-
work, basically, is that you can kind of ask me some things that you may want or desire in this thing, and I'll tell you if it's there or not. Basically, you can't be like, "Hey, I want this like magic super, god-killing sword." Is that there? The likelihood is probably not. But you're like, I'm looking for some sort of weapon or some sort of armor or something like this that might help here. Uh, Give me some ideas, and I can tell you whether or not it may be here or not.
Well,
Well, it's more kind of a you guys kind of thing. This metal and weapons, all this barbarism.
It's actually like none of you guys. It's basically like show it, which is so
it
funny.
is not us. Dope that he's a gnome.
Do you have a stash of accessories or anything
Accessories?
that we're not the sword wielding type.
Come here, elf. Let me take a look at you.
Walk up to you.
Do you have earrings on?
No, I do not.
He looks at you, grabs you by your, long ears, and he pulls, and he says, "I think I got just the trick for you. Hold still." And
Sure,
he
I guess.
pierces both your ears. Gives you a pair of earrings. I'll tell you what they all do later, but
Yeah.
just know you have a pair of earrings.
Well,
Okay.
thanks, I guess. Oh, didn't hurt as bad as I thought it was gonna.
They look good on you.
Well, thank you.
And no, what can I do for you?
I, we don't necessarily need armaments. We were wondering if there was more of like tinkerer supplies here. You seem to specialize in weaponry, but is there anything that might be a little more exotic? Maybe some mechanical workings?
Let me see. You see, like, he's on like a stool, and you see him like hop off, and then he's like even shorter than you imagined. You know, as he gets off the stool and he goes and down the back, you see him open up a chest. The chest tries to eat him, and he like beats it and brings it back, and then starts knocking it out, and then you see it like kind of like go back to slumber, and then he like hops inside it. You hear him rustling. You see he starts throwing some stuff, like different sorts of leather, skins, different beast things like that. Uh, and then he finds some like mechanical gear stuff, and he you know this junk work for you.
Um, I mean, we are trying to stack up to go at least help save the queen. So if this is what you have, then I hope it will be enough to get us through. Does do I notice anything that's particularly of note, or is it
You
just like
notice everything
materials
that he
of
has. Uh, I'll say roll me an investigation. It's kind of quick, everything that's happening, but you're gonna add Tinker's junk to this, and I'll tell you what it does in a moment.
investigation +8? 24.
24.
Sorry, I had to count.
This stuff is very similar to Mimir's temple. Very like ancient and old, and like oh man, this like stuff is like far beyond its years. For it to be junk in his hands feels crazy to you. This feels like very precious, like uh, ethereal sort of metals and inner workings that could that in your hands can really make some things happen. I'll say enough to make two things probably of
Okay.
things that you want. But he's like, oh, it's joke, but show you can take it off my hands, I guess. To you, it would light your world up, like you'd be like, oh my god.
I think Tydox knows that he does not care for this stuff, so he's gonna play it off like it's kind of still like okay. But is there any? I'm trying to think of what.
If you want another item, roll me a persuasion.
But I don't know if we necessarily want it. What could we get for Urt or Show that they don't already like that would actually benefit anybody?
Yeah, big ass sword.
You have a big ass sword.
I want a bigger sword.
Makes sense.
You must have two swords.
Can we get like
Wants a
two.
big sword for each hand.
Exactly. I want a
Possibly
big
like
He
sword.
wants two-handed swords.
I want a berserk sword.
15.
15.
But I think it's like I think it would be more of a defensive thing if
There's
if
a
you
defensive
happen
thing.
to have a to guard against maybe like a dragon fire. Because
You got it on the nose already. The actual item, the other item that's here. There's one more that I'll allow Jared to kind of look for if he wants. You see a dragon shield.
Dragon
You know,
shield, dragon
that's like
shield.
hidden off to the side. That looks like he's like has like covered it up, and you notice it with your persuasion. He gives you the tinker stuff, and then says, "All right." And he walks over. You see this beautiful shield. It's got eyes that look very similar. They're amber on top of the thing. It's very scaly. It floors out to wings. It does something else, but you see that looks as though it's a dragon shield.
Dragon shield, dragon shield.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
what's that thing?
Hopefully we it's a shield, and hopefully this will help us get the queen back in at least safe hands from that dragon that's hovering around the castle.
This one would be good. It's way bigger than you, Tydox. So I mean, he hands it to you, but it is freaking massive. So as he hands it to you, and you see him pop up to you, Jared. It's dirty. It's your nice pristine robes that have been kind of dirty from running through the tunnels. You see that he like gets soot more on you as he walks up to you. And you want anything?
And I have some rings too. Not for my ears. No, but
For your heads, I would guess.
my hands, yes, not on the other body parts, please.
You see him fumbling through another like tiny little chest of things that's got like different jewels and anything like that. He pulls out a golden ring. He looks at it, and then he hands it to you.
Oh, yes. This will do very nicely, thank you.
Do you put the ring on, or do you?
Yeah, you
Uh,
probably.
Immediately upon putting the ring on, you turn invisible.
Oh,
Okay, so you guys watch as he disappears.
What that is quite something.
You mean that's all it
oh,
it's
took?
it's
another
a
one.
beautiful. It's
Just
a
like
beautiful
Elredeem.
ring.
Oh, he's still here
Uh,
somewhere.
yeah, Jared, you see everybody else like nothing happened, but they do
I
not-
don't know I'm invisible.
Yeah,
Jadax is like, oh, there goes another one. Just fucking poof.
yeah, poofs out of existence. That's what it looks like for you guys.
Well, now we can say what we really think about that guy.
You do hear
Damn
Jared
good.
still like talking. You know, he's still there. Unlike Ilradim, who like, poofed out of existence. Jared, you can still hear him like breathing heavy, and he's kind of tired. But you do see that he is turned invisible.
Remarkable ring, don't you think?
You, where did you go? Where did you put the ring on?
Are you a
Yes,
ghost
it's
now?
right here, see? It's right here, look at it.
Can I have that ring? Can you take it off for a second? And I'm just like putting it in, like my hand out.
You just only look at it.
Oh, well. Have
And
you
then
looked at
somewhere
your
like
hand?
a continent away, there's 9 ring wraiths just looking in the distance.
There's like whispers.
Just
There's
like,
like
oh,
whispers.
I've seen this documentary before.
It's like, no, it's mine. My precious.
It is exactly the ring I'm talking about, but who knows? You guys haven't identified anything, so you do feel this ring of invisibility, call to you as you have it on you, Jared. You begin to hear whispers and other things. Do with that information as you will.
It's probably harmless.
Okay, perfect. Do you keep the ring on?
Well, I'll take it off because it's inconvenient. Not being
Okay.
not being seen.
Yeah. You take the ring off, you pop back into existence. The ring itself kind of burns in your hand.
Hot.
Yeah. And then you slip it into your pocket. Okay. So this is all the trinkets and stuff that you guys get here. Aldara says, hey, we should probably move at this point. Are you guys wanting to go back, or do you guys want to head to the sea?
So you really on this rescue mission vibe right now?
I trust them, but it seemed insurmountable.
It was an order straight from the captain's mouth, so I'm tend to follow it. But if you really want to go back for them, I have a feeling they'll find a way out. They're pretty resourceful, even for how petty they can be.
How far to the sea from here, Aldara?
It's not too far. It's there's a north dock that we can head to, and hopefully find a ferry or something.
Did a lot of work to get this far. And we're
Yes,
still
we,
weak in other areas.
Guess we could go secure the exit. Let's head to the docks.
Hi, the docks. Right, and then you start
There.
to head that way. You get back to the throne room. Sho and you guys see as Miria has just completely decimated the entirety of the army that was before her outside of Thorwyn, who's holding back the magic right now. You see him yelling, and he begins to yell at Dog, are you going to help or not?
You can't see me, right? I'm hidden.
He doesn't see you, but you could. Thorwyn has a power, same with Miria, that like they feel the presence of those around him. So like you can't see him. He hasn't like acknowledged that he sees you, but you feel that he knows where you're at.
I'm gonna look at Sho and be like, "Want to get out of here?" Without responding to
So, Thorwyn is like holding back the magic, kind of like focusing on holding back the. Like, is it like a pressure, or like how exactly is it like?
Imagine like a Dragon Ball Z like energy beam
Mhm.
type thing, and he's just like holding it back with his sword, the obsidian sword that he has.
sword. I kind of want
What
That-
did you say?
that. You're like obsidian, you say.
But you also remember has the elven whispers that are all the souls of the elven people that he's killed.
Yeah, but I want it.
So I think in a
That maniacal smile. We're screwed.
It's a mischievous smile.
Yeah, there's gonna be some shonigans.
so show show looks at Ert and says, and grabs him by the collar, I think, and he says, "We are not dogs." And I think that Show summons the newly minted Dropmere, and not aiming at Theywin, but I think aiming at the ground, so that way he like loses his footing. He throws Dropmere, and then Show, in his rage, says, "We defeated Mimir's golem. Maybe you should think about that, dog." And then he throws.
That's a
spear at
throw in,
him.
right?
Yeah, he
It's a
throws
throw
that
in.
throw his feet.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me to hit with drop near.
Does a 26 hit?
Yes, it does. You see a drop near hit right below, like he's like holding his feet out like this, and it hits basically like right in between the two. And just like it did with like the wood and stuff, it looks like it could like explode. Not explode, but it, like the power of it when it was thrown against the trees, like that blows up basically where he's at. And you see him trip a little bit. As he falls forward, the magic obliterates him. you know, nothing left of him, and everything, except for his sword on the ground. You see Queen Miria then releases the magic, and lands for the first time on the ground in front of you guys. Not in front, but she's like lands down on the ground. Her feet are 6 inches from the floor itself, as if it'd be inconvenient for her to touch the ground itself.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
dirty down there.
And as you look at her, she's like 4'8", probably. You know, like very tiny, like
He's 3 too. He's
you
getting
know,
smaller and smaller.
she's a very tiny girl. You know,
Hey,
Um,
Queen Miria.
and she goes and picks up the sword as you guys are talking, and she hears the souls of her fallen children uh, inside it. And for the first time, she looks not concerned, but the whole time she looks like she was bothered by all of this. Thurlwyn, she just obliterated. Also one of the most powerful beings you've ever seen in real life, and she mere child's play for her. As she holds it and looks at this sword, she sees you guys. What do you guys do?
um, I was gonna say something. Oh, Show kind of looks at Queen Maria and then back at her, and then he's like, "What did she mean by remembering what you're supposed to do?" I'm sorry, I don't remember quite exactly what she said before, but I know that she talked to her.
Remember our deal.
Yeah, remember our deal.
Now here's the question: do I remember our deal?
Player you probably does not know, but it is a new episode.
Title of episode. Can you
roll-
please read your backstory? Please, thanks, K-Bite.
Roll,
There's nothing about backstory.
roll a history check.
Hold on, wait, hold on.
I already wrote it. Like that's my
Alright.
title.
You said roll a history.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll tell you what all you remember from it.
I probably don't remember shit because I got a 5 plus 4, so 9.
You remember that with a 9, you don't really remember what she's talking about. So when Shell asks you this, you're like, I wish I remembered, you know. But you get some sort of feeling of like memories kind of unlocking, and you remember that the Third War, you remember being able to have like some sort of peace at ending the Third War, for the Third Great War between them. That for some reason you feel like, your time, what like awakening into this earth, you remember that it coincided with the end of that war for some reason. If you got literally anything else besides a 9, anything higher than that, you would have got a whole lot more information about your backstory. But that's the only thing I can give you without just spoiling so much. So
I think I do remember now. After that, but I don't know if that's still enough to go.
Yeah.
To roll a 9.
So, but you remember that with a 9, that you waking up at the end of the last war for whatever reason, and that was the last time you saw Miria.
Yeah.
So this was like 300 years, 400 years ago.
And then I guess since Joe just asked that question, I said, well, I know my memory was wiped, and about the end of the Great Third War, something happened. But to be honest, I don't quite remember what I was supposed to do. But maybe I can ask Miria if she can restore some of my memory, because it seems like I have some memory loss. And then
So it
I'll,
seem.
so it would seem, and so then at that point I would say, I would probably I would say that's a show, and then probably like actually directly ask Miss Queen Miria, like Queen Miria, I lost my memory about 200 years ago, so anything before that was kind of a blur. I was hoping you could refresh my memory a little bit, or give me back some of my memories. Maybe she doesn't have to tell me, but she can give me back my memories, and then I can explain to the group.
She so she's holding this sword as if it's like 2 pounds. Also, like it's super light in her hands, and this sword is like 3 times the size of her. Massive, and she just is staring deep into it for the first time, looking concerned. And you ask her this question after she just completely obliterated. I just want you to know the context of this. Completely obliterates this army of dwarves in like a matter of seconds. It's one of the scariest entities in the world. You're just like, hey, oopsie, sorry, I don't remember what the deal is.
I'll do it again.
I love it. And she
It
said,
hurts like with his claws, just like so.
hey, I actually don't remember my deal. Thank you. I love it. Queen Miria, she's looking at the sword and says, "You don't remember our deal? To put our faith in a dragon of all things. You said your memory was wiped. And whose power is more powerful than mine?" It's a rhetorical question, but
Yeah. I was like, I don't know.
fine. And you see her again, still just looking at the sword, and you feel the same thing that Shell felt. Your mind get touched in a weird way. You're also wearing this crown on your head.
I was wondering if you remember.
There's a lot to this crown as well. You get this feeling touched right into your head, and you begin to try to remember some of these things. The crown itself begins to fill memories into your head that aren't yours. They are of you begin to start the memories that are restored, are then erased by what's in this crown. So your brain begins to fulfill these memories of a knight or a warrior from hundreds of years ago, as you begin to remember the whispers that are going on in your head now of this tiara, or Dapodin actually is what it is. And so the Dapodin begins to tell you all sorts of memories of a elven warrior that fought in many battles, and you begin to remember a whole other backstory that's not yours. But
And
you
then,
feel as though they are yours.
yeah. And so after, I don't know, would it be like a similar feeling how Show had?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
and so Show's probably like in pain, like ah, and then Earth's screaming probably in the ground. He remembers that feeling, and it's all right. And because now I know.
She wasn't such a bitch about it though.
That's
Just
crazy.
now.
Yeah, but I just had 400 years of memory put into me there. And another person's.
This warrior is about 600 years. So
Yeah,
it's
so it's a lot more.
Yeah, like 600 years of that memory, and then plus your memory as well.
Yeah, the memory just came up.
You cannot decipher between these two which one is true and which one's not true. Which one is yours and which one's not yours.
And then so after getting that, I think Urt is probably like on the ground, and just now he's like almost confused that he's trying to reconcile and figure out what's going on, but he has like kind of a grasp, but he doesn't want to say too much more, and he says, I understand. I will do what needs to be done. And then I'll probably get up, and to be honest, this is maybe out of character, but I'm actually just gonna walk away without saying like anything to show and start going towards the exit, and then so whatever show does is gonna be on show.
Perfect. Like a hidden sleeper agent, you
Uh-huh.
see her just walk away after his memories have been.
Show is just deeply like he's like,
Perturbed.
yeah, like he's like, what? And then I think he looks down at Queen Maria and he kind of was like, well, I guess maybe I was a little used to you after all. I'm sure you would have got him eventually, though.
I was actually just holding him off so that you guys could leave, but I do appreciate it. Would you like this?
Yeah, I mean, he ran off, but usually he's pretty keen on those types of things. Tydox would want it at least, so if you don't want it, I'll take it.
Can I at least purify it?
Sure, that sounds good.
And you see that she, it is an obsidian sword. It now, instead of it being black and thing, it now becomes like a crystal. And you get, she hands you the purified moonlight greatsword.
Purified Moonlight Greatsword. And then Show's kind of like, I think we have a other Moonlight Sword. How many Moonlight Swords are there? And then he like, I think he kind of was like, well, I guess thank you, Queen Maria.
Is there another moonlight sword that I've given you guys? Right.
Yeah, I have
Isn't
one.
it Ertz? I think his is called a Moonlight Sword as well.
His is the Drider.
Mine's a
Long
Drider
sword.
Longsword, but it's a moon. It does it glows in the moonlight.
It glows in the moonlight, yeah. But the this sword is the moonlight greatsword from Dark
Elden
Souls.
Ring.
Yeah. Yeah, but this was
Oh,
purified
no.
instead of it being a black
Wait.
crystal, it is a blue crystal.
Does it work
big-
similarly?
We'll find out.
Fuck.
Next time on.
Now we
Show,
can't even be away from him, and he's still gonna fucking friendly fire us. It's gonna be great.
So true.
Show I think kind of like plops the like sword on his shoulder. He's kind of like, he's like, oh, just like one last thing. You know anything about that gold dragon?
Lazarax. Be careful. Even my magic is powerful, but it's hard for dragons.
Okay, well, good luck rebuilding your city and everything.
You see
And-
that she says, she nods at you and she says, stay safe, Captain.
Thanks. I don't usually do that though. And he walks away.
And then Miria, you see the rubble and the destruction that has like caused her capital. As you're like walking away, begins to just rebuild, like right next to it, as if it's like nothing has happened. You know, as if this place has stood for thousands, you know, hundreds of years, not a thousand, but hundreds of years. And so you see it just like molding back into place as you're like walking. The rooms that have been destroyed begin to like, you know, morph back together as she just is like sitting in her, you know, thing, you know, filling it. And then you begin to see ghosts as you're walking out. That are the servants.
Okay.
So you see the etherealness of them just like put together.
No, I think it's just completely over like the mind fuck of everything, and he just is like, I think he catches up to Ert, I guess.
Yeah, Ert on a mission, man. Headed down. You see all these things as well. The rubble and the destruction that has, you know, caused this place.
Well, I just want to point out that Ert's not necessarily doesn't look like he's almost like not like, oh, he's a sleeper cell, he's on a mission, almost like almost like you're in a depressive mood, like so much just happened, he's like,
Yeah.
what
No,
the
I get it.
yeah, I'm not like he got mind fucked too, but it's really bad now. Probably worse than what Show had, and then so he's like pretty shaken
Yeah.
right now. So-
Show catches up to you. And so you guys are there. Show's got this gigantic blue crystal sword on his back.
I'm still out of character. I think or Captain will be like, we need to regroup with everybody else.
Yeah, no shit. But first of all,
Very much in character. No
Yeah, very-
shit.
but first of all, your name is Aritha DM and you're going by Ert? What a stupid ass name! That's crazy! And then Show shoves the crystal sword at him and he's like, let's get fucking going. We're supposed to go to the Sanguine Sea. Fuck this place. And he wants to get out of here.
Yeah. And then Captain like not even reacting. I think he's just gonna put it on his back and just kind of like actually follow Show, or I don't know. Maybe we're just like right next to each other. He's like, yeah, get out of here. And then not even reacting to the sword this big old great sword that he now has on his back.
Yeah, you walk out into the front, into the courtyard. You see that the remnants of like it looks beautiful. Like flowers have grown here since the last time that you guys were here. That only
I
some
have
dark
sorry.
twisted shit that you've can imagine has happened to what should have been a bunch of soldiers. You have a question, Show?
Yeah, what is the gold dragon doing since the prince is dead?
As soon as you walk outside, the dragon has disappeared. You no longer hear him or anything.
Okay.
He ran like a coward.
Well, would we have from outside been able to see him flying
Mhm.
around? Do
Yeah.
we notice anything that? Well, I mean,
When you guys come up from the cellar, you don't notice the dragon at all. He's been gone. So all these events are happening at the same time.
similar time, yeah.
So
What was the
when you
dragon's
guys-
name?
Lazarox.
You don't know that though.
You don't know his name.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's fine. I don't. I still don't know. I just
Unlike the green emerald dragon that you're very aware of. in,
Oh.
You did not hear her name as well, but if you ask Eldara, she knows the other dragon's name. So, you guys walk outside. The dragon's gone. It's nowhere to be seen. You're like, what the heck has happened? But it is now missing. What should have been a bunch of soldiers is now flowers and
butterflies.
butterflies.
Blessed.
Some dark twisted shit that has happened, and then you see that the what was on fire is now like gone away. You see that the crystal that was in the middle of the courtyard is like pulsing. It's glowing, and it looks as though magic is like filling this city back. And so I'm going to take it that you guys just head to the Sanguine Sea. Or
But we don't know where the other everyone else is at, right?
you know that Show told them to go to the Sanguine Sea. So,
Like, how much time do you think has elapsed since like we left the courtyard to? Like, has it been several hours or?
for you guys, it's been a few minutes. For the other group, it's been a couple hours. So that's what I said. These events have happened in different times. You watched as like she was like walking. You'd probably been like 30 minutes of you walking, because at a pretty slow pace through this. As they're destroying all this stuff. They get to the middle of the thing. That whole event happens in like 2 or 3 minutes of stuff. of her just like obliterating everything that is, the scariest looking thing you've ever seen in like horror, grotesque, like the Black Knight. Yeah, and she just
To be honest, I think what Sho would do after catching up to Urt, I think he's like, there's a high likelihood they might just be standing in that same spot. Oh, maybe we should just go check that one tunnel where we already were.
perfect.
And I would say, all right, and if they're not there, maybe we can maybe do you have anything of that Raven, Tydox, or Jared own?
Do I have anything that they own?
A scent. We can use a squirt to maybe locate them.
Fuck.
Just
I will-
start alone.
I will say that the tunnel, you guys could try to navigate it by yourselves, but without Aldara being the one that like had guided them through, you
I
guys
think
may
we'll
get lost.
necessarily like go back in the tunnel, but just like check behind the pillar first to be like, did they actually leave, or are they just cowering behind the same pillar?
They're gone, and also the entrance to the tunnel is missing.
Okay, yeah,
because
like
she
we
had,
would
like,
probably
pulled
just
it.
be like, oh, what's going on? I don't know.
Great.
Yeah.
Neither of us are that observant. I don't think so. We'd probably
No.
just be like, it's magic.
They're like, well, I guess they're gone. Yeah.
You do see that you guys are on an elevated platform. There is water below. If you care to jump, there is 2 bridges as well that lead back to the inner sanctum.
Wait, you said meet at the Red Sea, right?
Singman Sea, yeah.
Sanguine Sea. Well, I mean, I know the area. I should be able to find a shortcut to the Red Sea, right?
Sanguine Sea.
I would Sanguine Sea. I
Relative,
keep saying Red
yeah.
Sea. Yeah.
It would still take you a few hours to get over there just by
I don't-
walking.
I don't know if we should leave him alone that long, though. I don't know. Okay, let's just go see if we can meet up and see anything while we walk through the city, and then, if we don't see anything while we walk through, then we'll just head east.
All right. That sounds like a good plan.
And then I think we're, like, not, like, not super searching, but just being, like,
Observant. Like.
yeah, like, looking out, seeing if we see them, because I imagine they would kind of stick out.
You wouldn't see them. They're underneath. They're in the tunnels at this
okay.
point of you guys walking around. So you
What
guys
if we're
would-
like right the whole time they're right below us and we're right up top and we're kind of like
you already
we're Scooby Dooing this shit.
Yeah, this tunnel's like a real Scooby-Doo sequence.
you guys are there. You guys are walking. You guys don't really see anything outside of just like, a group of people going crazy. Like they're like gathering people to try to like fight off the horde and the army. You don't see any of the army left. You just saw what Queen Miria did to them. As you guys go, you see, after a little bit of time goes by, you guys see a group of knights begin to like run towards you guys on white stallions. Through like, we'll say like this little tunnel area, similar to the other one. It's like a bridge. And so you see on this bridge them just like you guys are like walking just casually, and
Did it look like they're coming at us hostily or just kind of
they look like they're ready to kill something, for sure. You recognize the person in the front as Kilana Goldenfall. Beautiful, wonderfully looking elf.
and then hey Kilana.
Fuck
It's
this,
a-
man.
It's worked.
How's
It's
it
worked
going,
every
girl?
time so
It
far.
worked every
They're,
time.
they're all running. They're going. The horse stops like at its tracks. Kilana jumps off and walks up to Urt. And he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And he gets slapped in the face, unbelievably hard.
Oh.
Yeah. He was supposed
What
to.
was that for?
He probably deserves that. I think that's fair.
After all those nights that we spent together, I'm just nothing to you. You don't even write me a letter or anything.
Kilana, it's not like that at all. Look, my memory got wiped and I ended up in Elysium, and it's a story.
She looks at Shell, and she's like, the nerve of men. Comes up with some false story about their memory being wiped, just to leave you and never talk to you.
He's not a very good liar, though, so I don't know.
That is true. That is all that I've known about him.
Yeah.
Wonderful
that.
lover. Incredible lover. Passionate man.
Shell's like,
She begins to tell you full details of things that you don't want to know, but because your ears are covered, you don't hear it. I imagine Ert's a little in there.
Shell puts both of her hands on her shoulders, and she's like, "He's right there. You can just tell him how you feel. That you were scorned. It's okay to have emotions. I know you've been fighting a war. It's okay. Go do what your heart desires." And then he like winks at Ert and then walks away.
She walks up to Ert and then slaps him again, kisses him passionately, and then slaps him a third time, hops on her horse, and then the rest of them kind of just like maneuver around you. And then one of them just looks at you and then just shakes her head as they like, go past you guys.
Wait, is she making out with me still, or did she just hit me after that?
She slaps you. She passionately kisses you, then slaps you again, gets on her horse, and leaves.
Oh, okay, yeah, she leaves, yeah.
Yeah, all like in seconds, and you just are, that's
I'm
what
kind of like dumbfounded, and then
Yeah.
Captain Urge probably just gonna like turn around and be like, "Damn."
Yep.
And then I guess at that point, Captain Urge is like, "Well, damn." And then he's just gonna go walk around and go back to go catch up with Sho.
Yeah, Show's just like walk.
Damn, Elizabeth's only been gone 30 minutes and now we're doing this. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I was like, "Well, Sho, to be honest, I just remember her name."
it's even more fucked up. Like, what do you mean? You only knew her name and she did that? I don't.
I told you, I lost my memory, Sho.
Convenient excuses. Excuses.
You
I
guys,
just forgot how King Leonard died. Oh, my ring was just there. Like, fuck. In the goodness, you're gonna be like, oh, my penis just impregnated him and my child. Like, this shit's
You're on it.
crazier. And you pick Art. It's crazy. Anyways,
Show's-
the show's like, okay, pull it together.
there's a lot. There's a lot that Show needed to get off of this guy. You guys walk through this path, and then you guys are kind of opened up into like a little marketplace that's got a bunch of different shops, other things. It seems pretty empty around here. As you guys get to it, you see a door open, and Tydox, Raven, and Jared walk out, kind of geared up and ready to go fight. They're freaking like pumped. They're like, hey, we're going back to save them. This is our mission. Screw Sanguine Sea. We're going back to save our people. So you see them kind of like run out of the thing and right into you guys, basically.
Wow,
Oh,
that was way easier than I thought it was gonna be.
see, I told you they could take care of themselves, Tydox.
Yes. Yes. That's we were following the orders, and that was expedient. You even made it all the way this far. Wow. How did that go?
Well, I think we should go. And I'll explain this all later because And then he looked at Eldara. Show looked at Eldara, and he's like, "Your mama's kind of freaky, huh? Can see everything. It's a little strange."
Is she alive?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she whooped his ass.
Oh, great heavens! Thank you. I'm sure you helped as well. And she kisses you on the cheek.
I actually did help, surprisingly, but I think we need to well, maybe we don't. I'm awful tired actually now that I think about it.
I think rest
We should-
before journey is a great idea.
Just rest
Would-
out. Rest outside the city. Get out of this. This place sucks.
We can set up camp on the beach. We got to go to the sea anyway.
It sounds like a good plan.
All right, I'll lead you guys there.
Is there anything else you guys need here before we go?
Do you have plenty of alcohol? We're gonna need it.
Well, we just shopped up and got some new gear, and
Yeah.
by the way, she's coming with us, so you know.
Yeah, she's the new Elizabeth now.
Well, as long as you're okay with it,
Out with
Raven,
the old, in
you're
with
the
the new.
one. You're the one who had the experience. So if it's okay with you,
Yeah, well, none of us died. That's a good thing. And she's gonna help us with having a scent thing, so we need that.
yeah. Well, that's good. Jared, you got all the cheeses you need? Because I don't think they got cheeses over at the sea.
I don't think they got the Jesus.
No cheeses.
You see,
Obviously for the cheeses.
Jared, you see a wonderful elven cheese shop, just a little bit a ways away, just like not staring at you in the sense of like, but you feel its presence, like
I hear
yearning
whispers in my
for you.
ear.
Yeah,
That's why he was so shit at that stealth roll. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, the cheese shop."
You should get a giant Parmesan wheel.
Might be the ring, might be the cheese. Who knows?
yeah.
We have a bag of holdings, so we can fit quite the
could
cheese.
a lot
fit.
of cheese.
Large
Get a lot of
quantities of
cheese.
cheese.
Get a little
Also-
fondant.
I'll go with you. I'll see if they got some good wines in there too.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be wonderful.
You guys quickly go through a winery and cheese and get all the wine and cheese that you guys desire. You have the princess like walking with you, so like everything that you guys wanted has been for free because she's like here, you know. It's perks of being a princess of the place. Like everyone sees her, and they're like, "Oh yeah, here you go." You know, you can kind of do whatever she wants.
Tell your mom not to Thanos us out of existence.
Yeah. Yeah, Queen Miri is fucking insane. So they're all like, "Yeah, oh yeah, princess, gotcha."
You're like,
I think in that time, Show is like goes to Tydox and he's like, "Okay, now I just want you to know, I gave her a crystal sword, so make sure he shares it with you, okay? Because I don't want him hogging all the swords. He's got 2 swords now, okay? He needs to share all the swords with everybody. So you just remember that."
Excellent. If we need to have some more time, I did get some excellent source of materials from Ivan. Is it Ivan?
Ivan, yep.
Yep.
Yes, Ivan. Yeah, Ivan. And he didn't really know what he had, so he just kind of gave it to me, saying it was junk. But he also gave us this giant, and like pulls it out, this giant
Yeah.
shield. So, I'm a little hesitant to give something this exotic to, the one who uses a shield. Maybe we'll let me do some more investigating to see how detrimental that could be to us. Because if he has a new sword and a new shield, I don't think I want to be next to him in fights anymore.
Yeah. Why don't you just grab that crystal sword while you're at it and see what it can do?
Yes, Captain.
And Show's like his hat grows one size larger.
Talax, do you grab the sword from her, or do you let her?
I kind of like I'm not gonna take it from him. I'm like, "Do you want me to look at this?
What are you gonna do with it?
I'm gonna try to identify it and see all the different ways it could potentially hurt us. I mean, be used for you.
I mean, can you find a way so that it doesn't hurt you?
Oh, I would love that. He takes it immediately.
And then,
Smashes it.
I've got this big old giant sword and just plop it in Tydock's hand. Just plop.
Alex, the sword is massive. You're able to carry it, but only because you're in your suit.
Yeah,
are you able to even somewhat lift this?
I think essentially what Tydox was doing is like taking like things in the bag of
Yeah,
holding,
he's just-
right. So
yeah, he's
he's
popping it.
like, all right, we're gonna try to like stuff it in the because
Um,
it's still really. I bet you it's still really heavy even with
yeah.
Tydox's suit, right?
I was like,
Sure.
because I still want to. Well, are you gonna examine it? Because I still want to look into it.
yeah,
Because
he's
you
gonna
just have that.
Okay.
He's gonna identify it. But you put it in the bag. When you open the bag, you hear a small noise.
Okay. So we.
You have hit 80%.
Where's
of your
Eldara?
capacity of your bag of holding.
Eldire's over here as well.
Are they near us, or are they like? Are the three of us kind of talking on our own there at the cheese?
You guys are
Cheese
kind of like
montage.
all right there. She went to the cheese and wine winery with them to get them the free cheese and wine.
Great.
It's the chinery.
Me and Jared are literally just skipping around the store in glee as we collect all this
And
stuff.
Eldara's just like, get
Let's
whatever
play.
you want. It's on me, of course. You know.
Fucking shopkeeper's like a fucking court. Oh, it's on me.
The shopkeeper's just like, fucking bitch. You know, like,
Yeah, right.
why
It's
does
on
she
me,
come
it's on
here
me.
every fucking time, bro? Like, you have wine at the Capitol, you bitch. Like,
You're like, who
he's
needs
not
this
saying
much
that.
cheese?
He's just sitting there. He's just like, yes, thank you. Oh, my most expensive. Thank you, Eldara princess. Thank you, Lady Eldara. I appreciate you. You know, but you can see in his like throat, in his like chest, he's just so displeased at everything that's happening.
So, I think so. We're kind of painting the picture of the three of us are talking about stuff, kind of like maybe in the street or something, not like we're hiding. But so after we hear the rumblings in the bag, Tydox is gonna sift through and see what the noise was.
You see the golden egg has begun to shake.
Oh,
Great.
remember
You
that
just
one?
trick Captain Urt to be like, hey, come here.
Do you pull it
But
out? Do you
shake-
grab it? You
I
see it
think-
shaking within the.
Do you like the other
gonna
two of
take-
us hear it, or just Tydox?
Tydox is the only one that hears it because he's the only one looking inside it.
Guys, I think, and yeah, I am still in the suit just in case. And then I try to pull the egg up.
You pull the egg up, and it shakes in your hand. Cho and Urt, who has now left, hear a cry within this thing.
Oh God.
All three of you guys hear the sound, the cry.
This is fine.
Tydox, give this to me. Give this to me. And then Sho puts it under his shirt to warm it, and he's holding it in his under
It
his shirt.
is super hot. Sho, give me a. You're probably gonna pass this because you got a huge constitution, but give me a constitution saving throw.
20, dirty 20.
Perfect. You take half of this damage. You take 6 points of fire damage.
Yep.
12, half to 6. Sorry.
Okay. Sho, think Show's like, oh, ow, ha, okay, Tydox. Make sure Raven's okay with Aldara traveling with us. I'm gonna head outside the castle wall with his eggs. These people have been through enough. I don't think we need to summon a were-bunny in this place.
If it's hold on.
But do we know it's a weird bunny?
We don't necessarily know that. No,
We know
we're
it's
pretty
an
fucking
egg.
sure. Like,
But what if it's not?
it might not be.
Maybe I can have my own
It's,
pet baby, and you
Yeah.
can have Squirt.
As you have
If
like
it's
pulled it
hot.
out of your head and it's hot, you see it start to crack.
Oh God! Oh
I'm gonna
God! Oh God!
cast-
Oh God! Oh God!
Ooh.
Absorb elements for show.
Oh yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna give him. I was gonna give him resistance too.
Oh, you're not there yet.
Yeah, you're not
That
there
is
yet.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You guys
So,
are watching this like hot potato, like in his hands. It's super hot, and he's like kind of like holding it. He starts to move it. It starts to crack on top of itself. Steam begins to fill this little area. He's like kind of bouncing it back and forth. You do absorb elements on top of his hands, so that now he's able to like hold it. And when you hold it,
Tinkerer's tools and mend the egg back together. Fucking keep this shit.
is that what you do? No. Okay.
No.
So
No.
you see the egg begins to crumble in on top of itself. Show, do you look inside the egg to see what it is? You see a tiny little golden dragon pop its head up. It looks at you in Draconic that you now speak. It says, "Mama."
Oh,
All these
it's
dragons.
a baby. And Show I think is just like, oh yeah, like I am your mama for sure. And he's
And-
just, I think he like kind of helps him get out of his egg.
It's really difficult. He's got like he was he's like ready to hatch, but he's not ready yet. So he still has like some of like the scales. It's like the strips on it. It's like hard for him. The scales are still growing on him. When he sees you, he immediately blows fire at you.
But when he sees
When he sees Ert.
okay.
Ert, you take 10 points of fire damage.
Youch.
Can I not react in any way? Because Show was moving away from me.
Show is like holding it like this, pauses as it comes here, and so he looks at you and
Okay.
breathes fire immediately at you.
Okay. I'm like, oh, damn it!
Yeah.
What was that? Kurt's like screaming.
Yeah, and this fire hurts, especially being a cold dragon.
Severely maims you.
It's not a fun feeling. And then you see it cough up smoke, and then it looks back at you, Show.
I was just like, oh yeah, get the mean bad man. He's an awful dragon. You'll
And then
be so much better than him.
he crawls out of the egg itself and perches himself on your shoulder and begins to sleep. He like wraps around like your shoulder like that,
I'm gonna have to come up with a name for him. What is it? Wait, do I know if it's a boy or a girl dragon?
You don't know,
Okay.
You could check.
but you can check if you want.
No, I'm just gonna let him sleep for a while, little guy.
What color is that?
Gold,
Gold dragon.
Gold.
golden dragon.
Oh man.
Which who knows?
Oh, I'm
Just know, you know one other golden dragon.
Mhm.
So, you guys get out of the winery and the cheesery. You guys, your hordes continue. You guys walk out and you see that Show now has a new pet, a little dragon warbling.
I just look at like one of the bottles I grabbed and like, this is pretty strong. Am I seeing things? So, you made a new friend, Show.
Yeah, this is my little guy. We're gonna have to think of a name for him or her. I don't know. We'll figure that out part later. So think about it. Eric got to name the last one Squirt, which is bullshit in my opinion.
Wait,
So,
I got it.
Mhm.
Conan.
Conan. Wait, what
Yeah.
did you say?
Conan.
Conan. Conan.
You know,
I kind of
rhymes,
like that.
rhymes with your name.
Yeah, Shonen and Conan. Oh, that's cute. That's a good name. Okay, put a pin in it, and we'll find out if it's a boy and a girl. But I think that'll be a swell boy name.
All right. Do you guys head to the docks, the northern docks? At this point, is there anything else you guys want to do within the city? Otherwise, we're going to head to the docks.
I'm stocking up on cheese.
I mean, like, I need to long rest, to be honest. I don't know if this would be a better place to do that, or like, if we can do that on a sea journey, or like what's the deal. But
I'm also in
Sho
agreement.
would be wanting to rest. He is like tired, I would say.
Um,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys know that you're not really at an active battle. The town itself is like, you guys should probably leave this place.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, the place
uh,
sucks.
we're gonna say you guys head to
The docks.
the docks. At the docks, you guys see that Eldara has like fetched you guys like a boat. You see this like human fisher. You see this beautiful boat come in. It's very similar to the Foxy Lobo. Gorgeous boat itself. It's like very high class. Lots of like features, ships. It's a pirate ship though, and not really a like sea. You know, it's not like the I don't remember what I described the Pirates of the Caribbean ship that the Commodore drives.
The Black Pearl.
No, this is
oh,
more.
that-
This is yeah, this is more like the Black Pearl, like a typical pirate ship that she has like called over, and this human comes out who is pretty dirty, who has just been kind of there in the Sigmund Sea, and he looks at you guys. Oh, it looks like I'm the one taking you. Is this all?
And she'll like count. She's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, I think this is all of us.
All right, everybody on. We got the Jenny ahead of us.
Well, y'all heard the man. Let's get on.
Time to get on. Do you like fries on it?
You guys enter.
If we, is Eldara there?
Yep.
Uh,
You see Eldara's changed her clothes. She's no longer in like, you know, her princess dress that she was wearing beforehand. She looks as though she has like a shawl on her. She looks as though she's like trying to stay like hidden, like her identity hidden, as she is like climbed this boat and has given this guy gold.
talked at Eldara. Like, well, you have repaid us for not killing you. So if you do not want to come with us, your mother seems fine, and you can rebuild this town here. But I won't force you to stay here.
I seem to like you guys. It well, if you could forgive my misdeeds,
Transgressions.
then I shall again reward you handsomely. Besides, there's things I need to do at Heaven's Ascent as well. Besides, Khaleesix, she has a bone to pick. You would know that that's the name of the dragon.
Oh, the Emerald Dragon at the
Yep.
Ascent.
Yeah. Title is the Willow Wyvern, but it is the Emerald, the Jade Dragon. Khaleesix is her name. Khaleesix.
Sorry, one more time.
Almost had it.
KHALEESIX.
SIX.
Kalesix.
The 6-9 and 2 zigzag. Baby
Ert would hear that name. Well, I mean, it's just Tydox and her talking, so no one else would hear it. But she does say Kalesix is the name of the dragon, and she has business to attend with her.
Is the Emerald or Jade Dragon?
It is a J. I mean, they're the same thing. It's a green dragon. So the title that the dragon holds is the Willow Wyvern.
Just
Oh.
imagining like Grandmother Willow just some
Nope.
fucking.
Very much like the Rathalos in
Monster Hunter.
or the Rathian. Rathian, I think is the.
Oh yeah, the female one.
Yeah. Very similar to that. But also fucking huge. You'll find out. We'll find out later. As you guys head off into the Sanguine Sea, this is a great time for you guys to take a long rest.
Yay!
Bless.
Because you guys are in what feels like safety and safe water. You guys can take a long rest.
It's a very friendly pirate.
Do we recover exhaustion from said long rest?
Yep,
Okay.
you do.
Where's long resting again? I missed it again.
At the very
Very
top, right next to your hit points.
And there's a box to check for exhaustion. Or
Yeah,
recovery.
it should automatically get rid of it, but if it doesn't,
It didn't.
It gives you the
Is it?
option because it says requires food and drink.
Yeah.
so
Jared will
you,
take care of that for us.
Thanks, Jared.
you guys
Our bubble bucket.
deserve a nice little long rest of things that have happened for you guys. We could call it there. I said we could do a little longer session, but that's really the end of this part. The next part is sea travel and then Heaven's Ascent. So we can go a little bit more if you guys want to talk about what just happened. Otherwise,
We didn't explain to Tydox, Raven, and Jared what happened, so maybe we should do that now so they
Yeah.
are technically up to speed.
yeah. So I'll say for Fritos, we'll go another like 30-ish minutes, and I'll cut it off there. Okay.
Sounds good.
So you guys go to rest. You guys sleep. You guys find little hammocks. It's not really like the best sleeping positions, but you find little hammocks, very similar to Billy Bones' ship.
Yeah.
So you guys go to little hammocks. It's all kind of around the same area. Afterwards, you guys find your way into into like a little seating eating area, and you see a guy making breakfast. Another human guy. Breakfast looks pretty good. Smells delicious, especially after all the work that you guys have put in for the past couple days. You know, certainly would feel rewarding to dine and eat together.
Show's definitely stuffing his face to begin with. I feel like he's like starved. He used all 3 of his rages in that, like, I think it was like literally a day. Like, I think
Yeah.
it was probably of us traversing like that morning to the end of the day. So he's definitely like stuffing his face, and I think he has like kind of like stuff coming out, and he's kind of feeding his stuff to the baby dragon. And he's just like, here's a little piece of egg. Exactly.
And- do you want to turn on some like upbeat music?
Oh yeah.
This is pretty it's pretty intense.
It's an epic breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, but
Raven is like pouring glasses of wine. Is like, anybody else? You want some breakfast wine?
Well,
Breakfast wine is lit.
glass of that, please.
Breakfast wine sounds great.
It's just like regular wine, but you can drink it in the morning. And it's literally just I'm just handing out wine. There's nothing.
Nice little almond wine.
It's
it
very
almond
nice
wine?
wine, but
Almond
Alvin.
wine. Get out of here.
Oh, Alvin. I said almond wine. It's that
It's-
alternative wine, you know?
it's just Di Sereno.
Delicious.
It doesn't have any lactose in the wine, so it's better.
You guys all drink this wine?
Yeah.
Everyone roll me a D100.
D1 hundo. Love it.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
I got
dang. I got 55.
Oh!
You got
I got
50 something too?
71.
I got 51.
I got 55.
56. I got 56.
Alright.
What the flip?
94.
So Jared, hold on. Tynox with a 55.
Yeah.
Jared with a 56.
We were all hella close. Look at that.
I know, that's actually
Yeah.
funny.
Raven, what'd you get?
94.
84. Show, what'd you get?
71.
Show with the 71. And then what'd you get?
51.
51. Okay.
151 rum.
As you guys
pineapple
are
juice.
hanging out, chilling, you're drinking, you're having a great time. First one, you see on your arm a shadowy shield appear that hovers next to you. You're kind of like, gallivanting the story of what has just happened, and this like spectral shield appears on you that lasts for the next minute. This is really funny. Tydox and Jared, both of you guys rolled the exact same thing as far as this matters. And both of you guys' hair falls out completely. Jared's hair that is like beautiful and perfect as he's it's been like set up and perfect. He sees, they're laughing, kind of drinking with each other. You see Tydox's hair falls out. And he goes chrome dome, just completely bald and beautiful.
His beard's gone too. He looks
beard's
almost as
gone,
old
yep.
as Smiria. He's like
Looks
fucking 6 now.
disgusting. I'm gonna be honest.
You look
It's like
six
the baby
now.
bull rat.
You see all the wrinkles, his like the crustiness of him that was kind of hidden by his beard and his hair. Tydox looks disgusting. Jared, you look like a small child. Just no beard,
Baby.
hair gone, baby face, everything has gone. All of it grows back within 24 hours. Show, yours
Mhm.
was a 71.
Yeah.
Your chest gets bigger. Your body itself looks as though it is stone. And rock hard. Imagine like the Thing that you just like
Mhm.
have like your body transforms into this like other thing basically, and you're rock hard, you're stoned, you can still move like normal.
Mhm.
You're just kind of like again gallivanting the story of what's been going on, and you feel your body has like shifted into rock. You're now resistant to all damage for the next minute. Last
Somebody
thing,
hit me
Wade.
right now. Right now, hit me. Hey. Cowards.
Raven, you shows like yelling at you to hit her or to hit him.
I think
right?
well,
What do you say,
Okay.
Tyrex?
yeah. So Tydox has been like at breakfast tinkering with the moonlight sword, and I think this is gonna be really funny because he thinks he's like got it to where it's not gonna affect us anymore. So he swings the moonlight greatsword at Sho because he's like, "Hit me!" And Tydox is like, great. Tries to knock
you
him
got
for
it.
science.
Yeah, so he's resistant to all damage. However, one of the properties of this sword is that it cuts through all material. So you chop Show's arm clean off, and just see that his arm. You're like, oh, it won't hurt anybody else. And one of the properties of this sword. I'm sorry, it's just funny that you do this. I was gonna have Raven do something. So you did this to yourself. You watch. Show's like, hit me. You're like, oh, I got you. It's so hard for you to handle. So you like do it, and then you just like lean, tilt your whole body. You use a little bit of force and exertion to it, and you chop Show's arm clean off his body. His body, his arm flunks to the ground, and you watch. No blood or anything appears, just solid rock that is Show for the next minute as you watch through this.
It is the worst armor I've ever had. This is why you don't wear armor, boys. It sucks. Jared, can you fix this? What the hell?
We might need like some cement or
Maybe some brie.
Did any of that stuff Ivan gave you? You think you could build him a robot arm? Or something?
That. Well, he's still
Like
rock.
my regular
Hopefully.
arm, please. It's like just
Yeah.
right here. And Show picks up his own arm.
Mending?
He's like, please. Technically, you can use spinning.
'Cause he's rock?
He's a rock. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
So it's like,
it seems like it's way more than a small.
he's like immediately he's like, shit. Like, oh no, it's okay. Like he's trying to like remain calm, everyone, and he's like getting his shit. He's just fucking oh, okay, no, it's fine. And he like glasses half on, and he's like, all right, and like mends it back together.
Yeah, you bend it back and moving it, and chisel it back onto his arm. Show it. You didn't feel any pain when it happened. You don't feel any pain now, but you feel like it works for the most part.
It's fine.
As you guys continue this scene of shenanigans and fun stuff, Raven, you finish off the rest of your drink, and you like lean back into your chair after a hard day's work, and for some reason your chair gets smaller. And as people look at you, they see Raven grow and grow and grow. The table, he kind of starts to like get stuffed into the seat that he's in and the place. Yeah. And now, Raven, you stand about 20 feet tall.
Are
It
we?
is
I
not
was gonna say,
comfortable.
are we inside the ship or?
Yeah, you're inside the ship, and the
So
ship
I'm
is like 15 feet tall. Yeah, it's not a very like tall ceiling either. So you're like,
Well,
oh god, oh what has happened?
I
Raven,
know.
don't capsize the ship now, holy!
You know, whatever you did to fix her arm, could you fix my back? Because I think I broke my lumbar.
The bartender also is like cooking you guys food. As soon as you start growing big, he's like bringing out food to you guys, and then you like grow into him, and he like drops the food all over the place, and he's just like, just so sad. Just, god damn it,
Sorry
Elven
about that.
wine. he just like starts to clean it up, and he's like, I guess I'll go make some more. And then he like walks away back into the kitchen. And so you guys have this like, day. If you guys want to share kind of the stuff, that's what goes on while you guys are. If you guys want to tell it yourself, or I could say that you guys, share everything that's happened. Either way.
Your Marsha is a scary lady there, Aldara.
Whatever do you mean?
Oh, I mean, she single-handedly defeated that whole army, man.
That's preposterous. All she does is sit on her throne all day long. She doesn't do anything.
Well, I've done seen it with my own eyes. She didn't lift a finger, mind you. She did sit on her throne her whole time, but... Phooey. She fucked them up.
What did she do?
Oh, it looks like she just obliterated him and all of them, really.
Why? Mother did that. Then why did she let it get so far?
I was thinking too. I thought it was kind of fucked up, to be honest. You know, I've been only a captain a short while, but when these guys are in it, I'm usually in it too. I don't think I would have sat in my throne room the whole time as everybody's dying. But, you know, maybe that's just me.
You are quick to throw the first punch.
Yeah. I ended up hitting Thorwin too. I wasn't trying to hurt him or anything, but just trying to get him off his feet. And it worked. That's what happens when you cause a dog so much harm. Or
Yeah.
maybe you
Well,
liked it.
And then Urge just kind of like in the corner, like just kind of looking at his arm because you know he had the shield on it, and he's like just kind of not really responding, not really taking any offense or anything like that to show.
Yeah.
Did y'all know that the queen knows? Or Rathidium, I guess is really his name.
That's quite the name. Why'd you pick Urt?
And then I think after hearing Raven ask me that, it says, I lost my memory and I got it back from the queen. I'm supposed to be a spy.
Motherfucker. Did you also get your wings back, like your brother was talking about?
I haven't figured out how to get those back yet, but
He says brother in the first time he says brother. It registers that he was your brother.
yeah. What was the name again? I'm gonna write it down.
Lazarox.
Lazarox.
Just think lava rocks with more Z's.
Good old lads.
LOSS. LOZZEROX.
Good old Lazzy. I already misspelled it. So Lazzy.
Laz.
You know what I mean? Laz. Zer.
Ox.
Ox.
Laz, next
La-
month.
Lazzy nuts.
Lazarox.
Lazarox.
Your older brother. Any details that you want me to fill into your story? Again, you have two backstories now in your
I'm
head.
gonna need you to fill in the other backstory because I don't know that one. But I do know, you know, the one that I wrote.
Okay.
And so
Allegedly. Supposedly. I know that I wrote it and that it
I know
exists.
I will give you whatever details you want to share at this moment. I will fill in the gaps. So you you share whatever you want, and then I will fill in the gaps to whatever everyone else.
And then so I guess after I hear brother, I'm like, brother, Lazarox. He is my brother. But I remember I was sent on a mission. Do I remember let me send you the name just in case I don't want to give it away.
Yep.
Do I know where is Maddie at? 'Cause I don't wanna
Paradox, did
share-
you say brother? That big gold dragon is his brother?
It's what he said. He didn't tell or didn't mention that?
Yep.
I do know that name.
No.
And that's your father.
Okay.
No. Yeah. And he also asked him why he didn't have his wings. That's why he threw him in the air.
You're supposed to have
Urt.
wings?
Urt, did you not know why he threw you in the air?
No, I didn't. told you I lost my
that's like-
memory. And until the queen gave it back to me, it all makes sense now.
But he asked you with
I-
we were there.
I couldn't hear it. I didn't. His name was blocked out from me. Brother, I didn't understand it until you just said it. Lazarok's brother. I don't.
What other were there other words that were lost in translation?
I think that was the two of them was brother and.
That was it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was it. And I think that's the only words that I couldn't make out from what he was saying.
What about? And he says, the other dragon's name, Khaleesix, but in Draconic,
Hmm.
to see if Urt can understand that name.
He could.
But I'm like, but I don't know Khaleesix.
He doesn't know. her.
Yeah.
Interesting. So maybe just certain parts of the Draconic language were blocked for a reason.
I don't know why. And I might need to. Maybe we can find out more from Khaleesix. But
Yeah.
I know that my father, Vasoltrix, sent me on a mission to Andariel to find out what magical weapons that the elves were working on.
And then you have a deal with the queen, so you double crossing the double crossing, or how many people you crossing? Because you also killed the king of Elysium, so you
I
just
didn't-
crossing everybody you cross. So what?
The king I did not kill. I happened with King. I honestly, genuinely, he was a friend, and I would not. He protected me and helped me and nursed me back to health when I was also crossed myself. And vowed to protect him, but I was only a captain by name, not really a captain. I was more of a bodyguard, just for gear. I was never, well, as I'm sure you guys gathered, a very elite team.
This is so tragic. Is he breaking in and out for everybody else?
Yeah.
The whole
Yeah.
time that he's finally said stuff, it's like such bad internet.
Right?
I was praying that it would fix itself the
So
whole
please,
time.
still not working.
No, it's
Like,
not working.
Stop watching my
No.
stream or something. And then...
Okay.
There you go. No.
Hold
okay.
on.
First time that he has all the information on his backstory. He gets to share his backstory.
She's ever talked cohesively in his whole life.
Is it working better?
No.
No, still choppy.
Hold on.
That was sad.
No! Somebody's saying no, it's better connection.
Is it
really
Still
bad.
bad. You might
So
need to
sad.
just reboot Discord.
That's
I think it's my internet.
oh.
I will fill in what Ert was saying for those who couldn't hear him. So he was sent for Soltrax. His dad had sent him on a mission, and basically he loved the king of Elysium, and he was only captured by name, not by really anything else. He's more of a bodyguard than anything, and because of his relationship with the king, who was a dear friend of his, he, was promoted to captain just so that he could hold title within the kingdom itself. Tydox, while Ert's trying to fix his internet, if you want to know more about Vasoltrex, because you hear that name, you'd be the only one that somewhat recognizes that.
Okay. I would. Yep. Since we're talking about dragons and stuff. History check is what you're
Yep.
asking. Potentially. Hell yeah. That's what I like. Okay. 28.
28. When you hear the name of Soltrax, you remember deep in the archives of Grogenheim lore that this was one of the most powerful dragons. It was like the thing that made the dwarves so powerful was this guy, this dragon. He's a mechanical beast who had lived within the Strongjaw Mountain. His name is the Crystal Drake. Uh, he was the reason for the advancements that have been going on in the dwarven culture. He was a single-handedly the one. He died. Is the last thing that you remember about him is that there was rumors of him being dead. That's what ended one of the wars. However, he had two children. Uh, just from what you were aware of, but you didn't ever connect those pieces being together that one of them was Urt and the other one was Lost Rocks. But he had two children and that he was, I think, with 28. There's more mysteries that surround him that feel like kind of off and weird. For example, he's kind of like that sheer power that he had. He had some sort of magic. Like Urt, for example, is like cold, and he was cold yet super hot. So he had both like a mixture between like icy hot almost type vibe of like he like had this special characteristic about him that he could breathe ice breath and also fire breath. But from what you know about him, is he's dead.
Well, the dragon that was said to have been in Strongjaw was your father? His death was the reason the last war ended. What?
Two wars.
The last two wars? Or the
Yeah,
2 wars ago?
Two wars ago.
Am I okay? Am I fixed?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, he's. Yes, that's correct. I forget what was the question. I already lost.
Can you repeat that? So his dad ended the last 2 wars or started the last 2 wars?
The ending.
His dad
event
died
was-
Mm-hmm.
in 2 wars ago, and that's what
2
ended.
wars. Okay, and
That's what ended it.
so that ended the second war.
So this is before Elysia was even
Founded.
founded. So long ago in history. It was like 700 something years ago. The start of that war, or the start of the end of that war, is actually the last memories that Urt has, because he was born then. And then the fall of Urt at the end of, which I don't know if he's going to get to, but ends the Third Great War, is when Urt wakes up. He wakes up at the end of the Third War.
And that's when I woke up in the mountains, right?
Yep, with
Yeah.
the memory completely wiped.
Yeah. And so that's I kind of talk, and then what's up?
Go ahead, because I like Tydox is trying to piece these things together, and because we know that now he has 2 sons. You're one of them. Lazarax is the other, and he is dead. He is the reason the dwarves were advancing and going to war. But
Yeah. I was mostly just gonna give like my kind of backstory, but I don't think there's anything more important other than just like actual Urt backstory. Not dragon wise. At least I don't have anything actually written for anything after I woke up. But
So you have more memory now, and I'm going to fill in more backstory for you.
Yeah, I didn't
because
write anything more than
you have 2. I'm going to say 2 stories. This is the one that's the most relevant, and I'm also going to share because of the Dappidid on your head. Okay, is a whole separate thing. Okay, so Ert's backstory that he is not aware is that he has a special property, much like Lazarox, that is a dragon that can become human form. That's why there's no other dragonborns that are around. And so Art's sharing this, but since Art's not aware of this, it's fine. And that's what the great advancement that the dwarves had is that they figured out a way to make a dragon walk among us so that it can hide in plain sight. Although it's looks crazy that a dragon is just walking, but as he's seen as he's walked through different cities and villages, that people are just like, "Oh, you're like a lizard man. That's weird," you know. The thing that you are still having a hard time remembering as your memories are still flooding back is that at one point you did have wings, and when you're in this human form, that Lazarox has wings as well, just like a normal dragon would. You remember at some point you feel as though like you had lost a battle, uh, and your wings were taken from you. And so you have to find some way to restore them. And so the other backstory that you begin to like merge in between this, and so it's a both and thing. It's because of the Dapodid, is that like you can't tell if this is not your memories or not. So I'm gonna tell them that these aren't your memories, but you believe them to be your memories. You begin to share the story of you being a great warrior in one of those wars, fighting against dwarfs, slaying hundreds of beasts. You remember coming home, you having a wife and kids, and you being blinded by so much rage from the wars and from the battles that you end up killing your family. You then begin to start talking about how were put to death, basically, and you survived the hanging. And because of you surviving, you were kind of engulfed into a spirit form that lays on top of your body. Which all sounds insane as you're like sharing this stuff with these people that you're like, this is all my backstory. This is like what I remember now, all these memories. But then even as you're talking about them, you're like, that doesn't feel right. And then as you go to talk about this, you were locked in a box for hundreds of years until a little girl finds you. And when she finds you, she resembles Eldara, but younger, and she has different hair, but she looks as though she could be related to Eldara at some point. And yeah, you were found in some sort of box. Confusing. That's the Dapodid's backstory of what you see that has now filled your memories of like, hey, this is like, my memories, right? Other memories. He wakes up in the middle of the mountains, and he travels down to. I don't know how much you want me to share. If you were to
Well, no,
stop
so
there.
yeah, this is like the story that I wrote, so I could actually kind of go into it.
Yeah.
But I guess now, since because you shared the was it the daffodil?
The Dapodid. It's
The
a
Dapodid.
tiara that goes down.
Oh, okay, the Dapodid story.
Yeah.
And
So
Doop-doop-doop.
the spirit that's within the Dapodid that is desperately trying to get out, that you've
Doop-doop-doop.
failed miserably to like recognize anything that it's talking about.
yeah,
But you're like, yeah, this is it.
and then but the other memories are from, and please let me know if I start cutting out again. But the other memories that I have are, I woke up in in Grogenheim on the snowy mountain, and I basically crawled down until I found an inn, and the innkeeper, she helped me out a lot, and I became friends with the mercenaries, and one of them was actually the Strongjaw mercenaries, and that's how I met, what's his name?
Thurlwyn.
Yeah, Thurwin, and that's how I met Thurwin, and over the time I took many mercenary jobs that took me away, and one of those jobs that ended up bringing me to, where's that? To a small town, just south of Andariel, and that's where I got ambushed myself by a bunch of mercenaries, and that's where the king found me. And it's kind of a crazy story, but yeah, that's kind of how we ended up where we're at now. So it's a lot. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to deceive you if that's what it felt like.
It's a hell of a life.
That
Nice little exposition dump right now.
the king was always one for great mercies. I can't believe you were captured and he took you in. It does sound like him against probably all advisement, though.
Yeah. He was a good guy. My king Leonidas.
And then you killed him.
I didn't kill him.
I don't know, Captain. Captain, so they just named you Captain? I just don't get it. This just all sounds so crazy to me still. Like, I don't know. So you're telling me though, if you were sent to spy on Andariel, how would you know you want to spend to spy on Elysium?
You don't. I had lost my memory by then, so I really don't know that's where some of my memory cutouts. I like to think after I lost my memory, it was just a reset, and I really don't know where. I just remember there was weapons in Ondario that I was on a mission to find. Something happened. I lost my memories, and I still can't remember some of that. And so now, I very well could have been. Oh,
You do remember you were actually there to discover how to kill Miria. And so now seeing and recognizing what Miria is capable of,
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we're never gonna have a shot to really do it. But that was the magic weapon that you were is this idea that Miria could like melt the faces off of like everybody, you know, and turn them into fey magic. You know, that's what you were going to find, and instead, you come and Miria has pity on you and erases your memories and uses you for good instead. When she unlocks all these memories, she does you a kindness, but you recognize that she was the one that put the spell on you.
I put a spell on you because you're mine.
Nailed it.
Aldar, do you know how far your mama can see? She was pretty all-knowing back there. Does it just extend to her realm?
Well, unfortunately, she can see within her realm and all that touches it. And we are within her sight, but the further out we go, the less that it becomes clear for her. Within the city itself, she sees everything.
Okay, well that's good to know. Well, I'm gonna say something that I think y'all might find a little shocking. But when we get to Heaven's Ascent, I'm gonna talk to this dragon. And I wanna convince this dragon to join up with our other dragons. And we're gonna have a mighty good time.
You
Big
plan
dragon.
to align yourself with Khaleesix. And then you just see Eldara just start laughing, and that's the craziest thing she's ever heard.
You know what's also crazy? Is a boy who's born of dirt has helped fight and kill kings and golems and everything else. And guess what? I now have a little baby dragon on my shoulder. And quite frankly, I think all these people are shit. So, yeah, I think maybe we change things up a bit.
Change things up a bit. I knew you were different. I like the sound of that. She grabs her glass as like a little toast.
Right?
To new beginnings.
Till another day of living, I guess.
Sure, that all sounds mighty fine and everything, but how do you plan on talking to a dragon?
You know, Hydox and ain't the only ones who can speak dragon, and I do think I know how to read Draconic now. So as far as I can tell, I'm unstoppable.
What did you drink to pull that off? Because as far as I knew, you couldn't read a lick of English, of common.
Well, Aldara's mama done gave it to me. It was awful kind of her.
My mother allowed you to talk to dragons.
Yeah,
You-
I'm gonna be honest, Aldar. I think your mama, I think she's awful bored. I think she wants to see something shaken up here a little bit.
That is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
Why-
well, you gotta
why
be
not?
crazy to survive out here.
My mother blessing you. What is she up to?
Well,
You
you're
know-
here, so you're along for the ride, and maybe you'll find out with us.
I hope so. And unless there's anything else that you guys want to share or talk about, as you guys sail into the Sanguine
Come sail
Seas,
away. Come sail away.
you guys see Heaven's Ascent begin in the horizon. It's a massive tower that touches the sky. You know, it's still quite a ways out, but you know, if you were to go up deck, you would see that this ocean that you guys are in, the sea, is blood red. That's what gets the name of it. It looks as though blood was dripped into this place. Possibly the blood of all the dwarfs that were just obliterated. Who knows? But it is a grueling sight to see. But in the horizon, you guys tend to see Heaven's Ascent. You see the storm that surrounds it as well. You feel in your pocket, Raven, that crystal that is the direct path and only way to Heaven's Ascent. You can see it, but it's no way. It feels in your pocket. You just feel it. It doesn't. It's not like rumbling or anything, but you remember that you have it, and that you have to put it in some sort of navigational device to use it.
Well, looks like we're on our way to sea. I'm gonna go chat with the captain of the ship. So, y'all keep enjoying your breakfast. So I'm basically gonna walk up to the captain of the ship and see if the crystal's any help to him. See if he even needs it, because I know he's from Andariel and all that.
He's never been to Heaven's Ascent. You tell him where you're going. All his mission was just to get out into the Sanguine Sea.
Mhm.
Matey, you're crazy enough to go to Heaven's Ascent? Don't you know the dragon is there to burn your face off?
Yeah, we got pretty good luck brushing up with dragons, and I mean, we gotta get there. Hell or high water.
He, remembers that you're traveling with Eldara, and he's just like, ah. And he looks at you because no one else knows. He's the only other person in the ship that knows that it's Eldara, and he looks at you and says, whispers, and he says, "It's only because you travel with the princess that I even take your orders. If you want to burn my ship alongside it," he then remembers Eldara and remembers Myriad. He's like, "Fine, but if my ship goes down, you're paying for it."
Well, I heard the princess has a lot of spare change, so I'm sure she'll be able to help you out with that.
Do you have the crystal?
Why I do, sir?
You hand it to him. He goes to his he's got like a map. Imagine like cartography map, similar to what Ert had saw at Jaqui. It's a map of the sea and the ocean. And it has on top of it a crystal, like a chamber, basically pops up. He grabs the crystal, he wipes it off. He like crushes it and puts it into the thing. It like sucks up all of the crystal, pops in, and then you see that the path in front of you, everything goes white around you, and it just opens up a whole like path basically directly to Heaven's Ascent. Uh, and it's like a whole nother sea. You see him, the ship itself starts to climb above the ocean itself. So it's like flows up its own little river that leads to Heaven's Ascent. As you guys are climbing, everything around you is like white, as if he's like gone into a different dimension to even access this point, and the crystal was the point. Uh, you see that Heaven's Ascent will probably be upon you guys in a few hours. And that is where we will call it. Uh, Thank you guys so much for joining us in this action-packed, fun-filled game. We're so excited. Catch us in a few weeks for episode 20. And we'll see you guys then. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.